Time to get up, get out of bed. Let a radio genius climb into your head. Get a totally unpredictable start to your day. Get your daily dose of MJ. Morning show, MJ, let's go. From 6 to 10 with his crazy gang comes the voice of insanity. A man you can hang with. He's a little demented, but baby in a beautiful way. Get your morning dose of MJ, MJ. Time to wake up and play with MJ, MJ. Start your heart with MJ. He takes a crazy world and spins it round and round. Everybody is getting down with the sound of MJ. Morning show, got promotions and commotion. Everything you wanna know, only MJ Morning Show. MJ, time to get the party started, getting ready, let's go to the MJ Morning Show. Go.
All right, here we go. It is the MJ Morning Show, 6 o'clock exactly. Yeah, little reversal on the, for whatever reason, the crap inside the computer was reversed. I don't know why, but the system was reversed this morning. So that's why I usually play, if I need the time, I play that little MJ Morning Show song first and then into the show. So, you're listening to WRBQ HD1 Tampa. It's a Beasley Media Group station. Hey, Froggy, what kind of traffic did you hit this morning?
Not much. I took a different route.
Yeah,
different bridge.
I took the Gandy this morning. And
that's what I did.
You know what's amazing? And, folks, I think the traffic is pretty much cleared up now, but the traffic was all messed up when I roll in and I try to leave my house at about, 5:12 to 5:15. The traffic was just snarled and gnarled. Guess they had like 3 lanes closed on the Howard Franklin Bridge for construction, but then they picked up the cones. But because of the lane closures, this is 275 southbound, apparently there were like 2 accidents. So that snarled things up on top of lanes being closed for overnight construction. This is on the St. Pete side. And there's also some construction over on the Tampa side near, it was like MLK in both directions, because, you got the Ulmerton exit that then shoots off to MLK. And then you also have the MLK on the Tampa side on 275. So that had some slowdowns. This is much earlier today. But, coming into work, I can shoot over the Howard Franklin Bridge and get here really, really quickly. And having to go all the way down West Shore to then take the Gandy, that adds some considerable time to my trip.
It's a pain. It's a pain.
Fester's not even here yet. Oh, here he is. Fester, kicking the door open.
Hello, Fester. So when I came across the bridge, I was expected to get here at 5:50. And I ended up getting it here at about 5:54. So it added about 4 minutes to my drive time, but it was still moving. It just was very congested when I was in the bridge.
So, Fester, were you caught in the traffic? And what's the status? Is it, or you're just running late and it has nothing to do with the earlier slowdown?
It's kind of moving now.
I'm glad you asked.
Oh, God. Yeah.
By the way, did you see the video that I shot yesterday of Fester driving down 4th Street? This is after the show yesterday. Folks, I'm going to mention this numerous times, but for the early crowd listening right now, you got to hit up my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. I'm behind Fester on 4th Street, and he's driving with his trunk open. His trunk is up in the air, open, as he's on 4th Street, St. Pete, headed toward 275 Howard Franklin Bridge, and people are commenting. They're like, is that a wheelchair folded up in Fester's trunk? Fester,
yeah.
Was that a wheelchair folded up in your trunk?
Yeah, it was a wheelchair.
Why do you have a wheelchair folded up in the trunk of your car?
I have an elderly friend that uses a wheelchair.
Oh, that's
Max?
Mac?
It's Mac's wheelchair. We had to go in a VA appointment last week.
Oh, so wait a minute. Why the hell is the wheelchair still in your trunk if you took him to a VA appointment last week?
Because I have a transport chair.
So whose chair is it, though?
It's his chair.
Oh, it's his chair.
Yeah. He's fancy. He has 2 of them. He's practically...
Didn't you notice your trunk was open?
No, it's a very quiet trunk.
Yeah, but your mirror would show you. Just
not-
glance.
I'm not looking in my rearview mirror.
Just focused on ahead.
It actually looked like you were like on the cell phone. It looked like you were holding the phone, and of course, in Fester's stylish 2010 Lincoln Town Car, there's no Bluetooth or hands-free option in the car. I think if you look at the trunk then closes. So what happened is Fester is driving down the road, the trunk is wide open, up in the air, and then the wind resistance. Once Fester got fast enough, the trunk then closes on its own. And then I think I saw Fester on his cell phone holding it to his head. All right, I got to play this. All right, so you got to unmute the audio here. Hurry up, unmute the audio. Yeah, unmute the audio so we can. Okay, here we go. All right, hit play now. All right.
My God.
All right, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Look at this.
Fester's trunk is open. We're on 4th Street, and Fester's freaking trunk is open. Dude. Hey! Your trunk is open. Oh.
And then the trunk just closes.
Magically.
It's because the wind.
Gravity got you.
Well, maybe a little bit of gravity, but the wind, I think, was the primary factor in shutting Fester's trunk. And I'm trying to honk the horn, and I'm like, whoa, hey, the trunk just closed on its own. You know, you're lucky the crap didn't fly out of your trunk.
Yeah, wheelchair is pretty heavy.
Yeah, but unbelievable.
Oh.
Leave it to Fester. If you want to see something funny, the video is on our website. Andrew, put it on the website. All right. So right now, if you're on Instagram, you can go look at it. I'm Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. That's Certified MJ Radio. And then Andrew will put the link in just a matter of minutes on mjmorningshow.com in As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. All right. Couple of things right off the bat here today. If you were dreaming last night of winning Powerball, keep dreaming. Yeah.
Wake up.
I'm sorry, Mega Millions, right? No, Mega Million. I confuse these damn things. All right, so Powerball will be drawn tonight. Last night was Mega Millions. Excuse me. So if you were dreaming of winning Mega Millions, unless you purchase your ticket in New Jersey, you are not the winner. It's like Maury Povich. You are not the father. Yeah, one Mega Millions ticket sold in New Jersey won the $1.13 billion Mega Millions jackpot.
Wow.
Yeah, sold in New Jersey. Yeah, the last I saw, they didn't say exactly where. Hey, Andrew, can you see if there's any update on exactly where in New Jersey it was sold? What if it was at a 7-Eleven because the first two numbers were 7-Eleven?
Were they?
Yeah. Yeah. The first two numbers, 7-Eleven, the rest were 22, 29, 38, and the Mega Ball number were 4. Was 4. So that's a pretty big damn jackpot. And if they take the lump sum, it's estimated to be $537.5 million. But at this point, New Jersey, I did not see that they specified. In fact, most of the stories overnight said that the lottery officials in Jersey did not delineate where in the state the ticket was sold.
And the next Mega Millions jackpot will have a paltry total of $20 million.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah. Florida had $2 million tickets.
Yep. So if you were dreaming last night, oh man, Mega Millions, I'm going to win. Nope, you did not. Unless you purchased a ticket last couple of days up in New Jersey. You know, also at this time yesterday, the news breaking of that bridge collapse. Man, there's some crazy stuff going on. Did you see the pile of conspiracy theorists?
Yeah.
You know, we had mentioned this briefly during the show yesterday about all kinds of wackos coming out of the woodwork and coming up with suggestions on what caused the bridge to collapse. The ship lost power and ran into the bridge. You know, there were all kinds of people floating. Oh, it's a terrorist action. Oh, it's a cyber attack. Foreign government took control of the
What?
ship. Oh,
Really?
yeah. Dude, Froggy.
Oh, I got to read some of this.
Oh, God.
I haven't seen it.
Aliens took control of it.
God, you had a local crew that boarded the ship, like I said. I wonder if there were pilots. Remember yesterday morning, I'm like, where were the pilots? There were local pilots that go onto these ships to navigate the harbors, and there was a local pilot. The ship lost power, and we saw that on the video yesterday with the lights going off on the ship. They lost propulsion. Man, what a mess. We'll get into this. There are a lot of different angles. We've got a pretty busy show, and as usual, we have a lot here on a Wednesday on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. First, though, 6:09, let's grab traffic. Pat's got the latest, and we're back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show.
Howard Franklin.
Fester, that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on.
What are you talking about? We've been working on it.
No, dude.
Dude, nothing. Shut up. Don't even say it. You're going to ruin it.
What do you mean? I'm going to talk about it.
Right now?
No. Oh. See, Fester?
All right, folks. When can we talk about it then?
Whatever. Talk about whatever you want. Who cares?
We should talk about it a couple of times because this is an injustice.
It really is. It's a brilliant idea.
You got the MJ Morning Show.
You just got to poo.
Q105, MJ here, Fester, Froggy, Roxanne, Andrew, the producer, and this came up on the show yesterday. Froggy, how did you even remember this, or what was the prompt on yesterday's program that you brought up? I had the wrong order there. It's got to be then, not, and then. Nope, it was then. All right.
I just brought up, it popped up on my feed that it's a special anniversary coming up this Friday of a very big event that we all remember. Very tragic event for one particular person and a bird.
Apparently Friday is the anniversary of Fabio.
25th anniversary. It's a big one.
Sorry. 25th anniversary of Fabio getting smashed in the face with a goose or a duck at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg.
Yes.
As he was there for like the grand opening of a new roller coaster. Not Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay.
The other one.
Not the Busch Gardens right here in our backyard. No. Busch Gardens up in Williamsburg, Virginia, which I went there many times as a kid because, I grew up from 11 until I went to college. I was in Virginia Beach, just 45 minutes down the road south from Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. And back in what year was that?
99.
So it would make sense, 25-year anniversary. 1999 on Friday, Fabio was sitting in the front seat of a roller coaster that was brand new, and they brought him as like a celebrity first rider. And
not only the odds of the duck hitting the thing, but hitting him specifically. It's crazy.
But the funny thing is, they bring Fabio in as this big celebrity for the grand opening of the new roller coaster. He gets smashed in the face with a goose or a duck. He's all bloodied when the ride comes back into the station.
It broke his nose.
And, his nose was broken. And then he goes on a whole tirade how the roller coaster is unsafe.
I can't believe it's still open.
It's going to happen again.
And they got to shut the whole thing down. He's like, no one should allow their kids. Remember, we played the audio.
He's on like Geraldo.
That was on Jenny Jones or something. Whatever it was.
This should be shut down.
Just to bring up that audio again. So
now he's doing PSAs to like speak out against Busch Gardens roller coaster.
You get hired to show up at Busch Gardens for the new roller coaster. You get smashed in the face, and then you go on a whole rant about how the roller coaster is unsafe.
It's a goose.
No parent should allow to let their kid ride the roller because you could get smashed in the face. And he said someone's going to die. I mean,
someone could be killed. A kid.
Do you think Busch Gardens still gave him the money?
That money was long spent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Bring up that audio again. Fester, you played it yesterday.
It's at the very end of the roller coaster footage when he's grimacing his face.
Right.
So,
but here's the... Well, no. You brought up the audio from the talk show he was on.
Two parts.
Yeah.
Oh, there were two parts to it?
Look at like, here's Fabio. Here we go.
So he comes into the station, and his face is
here
just...
today.
Here, listen.
Just to say, it's like it was a miracle, but... it wasn't a freak accident, and it's going to happen again. And, I cannot live with my conscience knowing that the ride is still running. And maybe, a person or even a child can be killed.
So
what is he saying? It's a goose conspiracy? It wasn't an accident?
Right. But here's the deal.
What else could it have been?
Why the hell are we talking about this now?
It's a plot, a goose plot.
6:25 in the morning on Wednesday, the 27th of March, 2024, because Friday is the 25th anniversary of Fabio getting smashed in the face with a goose.
And we got something playing.
And I think I even brought up reenacting it to see if Busch Gardens But I
Yeah, you wanted to put Fester on the ride, and you wanted to throw a thing of concrete.
Right,
on
I
his
said,
head.
go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something.
This makes no sense.
And get a bag of Saccrete, or Quickcrete or something.
We don't want to kill them.
That's a terrible idea. That's death.
We can't throw a live animal in your face. First of all,
What are you talking about? We can't.
do you think Busch Gardens, first of all, is going to allow us to show up at Busch Gardens in Tampa? I mean, Williamsburg's a little inconvenient for us right now where it happened to Fabio. But Busch Gardens not going to allow us to get on the roller coaster and then have a duck thrown into Fester's face.
Dude, this is radio. You play a roller coaster sound effect. We do it in the studio.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking a literal reenactment with like Gwazi.
We're bringing it here.
I was thinking, a reenactment like a radio theater.
We do have a green screen down the hall in our video department.
Yeah,
my God, we could put a roller coaster in the back. And go,
and then Fester can get smashed in the face.
I thought Froggy was getting smashed in the
Oh,
face.
I'm sorry.
I thought all of us were.
You get a smash. You get a smash. You get a smash. Everybody gets a smash.
If anybody here has a nose that needs to be broken, it's Froggy.
It's been broken 3 times.
Whoa, I could tell.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Hey, I don't know why this came up, but in the last couple of weeks, remember it somehow came up about stories about people that are like shut-ins or they're morbidly obese and they don't move from the couch and then they start growing into the couch. Remember, why did this come up? This came up on the show in the last 2 weeks for some reason. And then you're not going to believe what I stumbled across.
How to get out of your couch if you're melded to it?
No.
Oh, that's how it got brought up because we were watching the episode of someone being stuck in a couch on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, maybe because there was an episode where Danny DeVito,
Yes.
It was like he was birthed by the couch.
Yes.
It's a great scene.
Danny DeVito was stuck in a couch in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and then he pokes through, and it's almost like he's coming out of the, like he's
Totally
being
naked.
like he's being born, and then he's like naked on the. It's crazy. Maybe that's why I brought up people stuck in a couch.
Maybe.
But you're not going to believe this. So I come across a story that the parents of Lacey Fisher, who melted into a couch because she didn't move off the couch in over a decade, her parents were sentenced to 20 years in prison.
What's her name?
Lacey Fletcher.
I got to see this.
Okay,
And-
what was it? You said Fisher the first time.
Yeah, well, did I say Fisher?
You said Fisher the first time and Fletcher the second.
I'm sorry. It's why did I say Fisher? Anyways, Fletcher. The parents of a badly neglected Louisiana woman found melted into a maggot-infested couch were each sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading no contest to manslaughter. Sheila and Craig Fletcher, not Fisher, were arrested in January of 2022 after their 36-year-old daughter, Lacey Fletcher, was discovered stuck, adhered, like glued
Oh, it wasn't a fat person.
to the family sofa.
Did you know that?
In this case, apparently it wasn't, but there were previous stories where, Froggy, can you please use a little more sensitive language, please?
I mean, usually when you hear these stories,
You generally
come
think
on.
of that, somebody who's...
I'm looking at a picture of the couch. I'm sick.
MJ, where did you say they're from?
Louisiana.
Oh,
Woo-wee.
I think we have some audio from her father.
Yeah.
I found some.
Yeah, little here now, little, we done love our little Lacey. You know what Lacey love? She love that couch.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee. Well, Lacey and I sit on that couch. We watch Tiger games.
You know what?
And Mardi Gras parades.
Etouffee?
And we eat our etouffee and our gumbo pie.
Yeah, she was not obese, but there are
Oh
stories.
no, she was no little fat girl. No, she was loving that couch. I'd be like, Lacey, let's get out the couch. And she'd be like, no.
Fester stops. I stopped.
It's not. It's insensitive.
No, but there are stories in the past where there have been some morbidly obese people that have medical issues and mobility problems. And I think there was a case of like 1,000-pound woman that could not get up and lived on the couch, went to the bathroom on the couch. I mean, it was crazy. And this woman ended up getting stuck into the couch, and like the fabric was like growing into her folds.
Yeah, it's
and
awful.
I mean, it's terrible stuff. And it's like, this should happen to no human being at all. And then I saw the story about this lady that melted into the couch. Her parents were sentenced just in the last week or so. They were sentenced to 20 years in prison. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons in the news. Next, great pile of total schmucks, total idiots, imbetards happens next on the MJ Morning Show right here on Q105. Everyone's favorite. Don't. 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show, Wednesday morning. Pretty busy show today. Do not miss one moment of the show. If you listen during this time period every day and then you miss the 7, the 8, the 9 o'clock hours, figure out a way how to take us into work with you. You can keep listening on your smartphone. We're on all the major apps. Tune in, the Odyssey app, the iHeart app. When you get to work, you can fire up your computer. Just go to mjmorningshow.com. The red button, if I should go to mjmorningshow.com, the red button is still up in the upper right, where it says listen live. So you can just go to your desktop and just, go to mjmorningshow.com and you can listen live. It'll come out of your computer speakers. Right there. Look, you go to mjmorningshow.com. There's a big red button right at the upper right on the top of the screen. It says listen live. You push that. And we come out of your computer speakers. So figure out how to listen to us. And, of course, the whole show is podcast by about 11 a.m. The entire show is on all of the podcast platforms. And you just search for MJ Morning Show on Q105. And then, of course, MJ TV. Good morning to all of our early viewers on MJTV. We are live in studio on TV every morning. MJTV, you go to mjmorningshow.com and you click on MJTV near the very top of the, where is it? What happened to MJTV? Oh, there it is.
It's in the second bar.
It's on the second nav bar on MJ Morning Show. So it's below the red button. You'll see MJTV. And then you can click on the logo that says, watch, and you can watch the current show live from 6 to 10 a.m. But then you can also watch all of our archive shows or go back and, it's on YouTube. It's streamed on YouTube, so you can go back and forth and whatever the hell you want to do. All right, early morons of the news here on the MJ Morning Show. This is a great mother. Mom's been arrested here in Florida. Why? Her 2-year-old son is sent to a daycare center, and the workers at the daycare center find a gun packed in his lunchbox.
Ooh.
There you go. Mom of the millennium. Look, there you have it.
Jeez.
Yeah, according to NBC over in West Palm, which is Channel 5, the incident happened on March 14th at the Jackson Daycare Center in Riviera Beach.
Oh.
Tell you what, Riviera Beach has a high incidence of issues. All I know, when I used to live in West Palm, and I used to go scuba diving, there were a bunch of scuba boats that left from the Riviera Beach Marina. So it's just to the Riviera Beach is literally just north of West Palm.
Are you saying it's a tough neighborhood?
Oh, it's a tough neighborhood.
Really?
So there's a street called Broadway in Riviera Beach, just north of West Palm. And I would roll to like on a Saturday or Sunday morning. I'd get on a scuba boat, go out into the Atlantic, do a couple of dives on one of these charter scuba boats, through a dive store. And, man, 7 o'clock in the morning, man, you would believe all the hookers up and down Broadway in Riviera Beach.
I mean, you get.
I didn't get any hookers.
Were they
Stop it.
I
aggressive?
mean,
Like,
he's like,
they
I'm
grab your hand, they're like, come with me?
Stop it. So you'd be sitting in a red light, and they'd be like knocking on your car window.
Wow, that is aggressive.
Oh, they were. They were very,
Oh.
very aggressive hookers.
Yeah, and then they see MJ's scuba mask, and they just thought it was like a kink or something. And they're like,
Really?
whatever you're into, big boy.
Will you stop it? Anyway, so this happened over in Riviera Beach. The daycare center called the police after a teacher found a gun inside the 2-year-old's lunchbox that the mom packed at home. It was a Glock 43. How the hell do you put a Glock 43 in your 2-year-old kid's lunchbox and then send them off to daycare? Yeah, by the way, the boy's mother, 39-year-old Shanae, I'm sorry, just Shanae. Only one nay.
Okay,
I'm sorry. It's not
Shanae.
It's not Shanae. It's just Shanae.
Just one day.
39-year-old Shanae Davis told authorities that she normally leaves her gun inside her glove box. So I guess she confused glove box with lunchbox.
Ooh.
They both have box.
Yeah, honest mistake.
What a dummy.
Horrible mistake.
She sent him to school with a pistol butter and jelly sandwich.
She says that she was getting, what do you say, a pistol?
Jesus, Fester?
Yeah,
Come on.
It wasn't a good joke.
A pistol butter
A
and
pistol
jelly?
butter. Yeah.
It's so silly. It's
It
so
sucks.
stupid. It deserves a laugh.
It sucked. It sucked. I had to say it slow, too.
I loved it.
Pistol butter.
Yeah, she said she was getting her 2-year-old son ready for school. She put the gun inside the lunchbox because she doesn't carry a purse and did not want it to be in the open. What? This makes no
No,
sense.
she sprinkled some gunpowder on Fester's pistol
Yeah.
butter sandwich.
And then she forgot to take the gun out of the boy's lunchbox. Anyway,
So she had the gun. She wanted to hide it. She put it in the lunchbox and then forgot about it. I understand.
that's pretty stupid.
Sounds very likely Shanae.
Yeah, that's a dumbass story. All right.
Never knew a smart Shanae.
These Chinese e-commerce companies,
Like Temu.
Temu, and everyone wants to say Temu,
Right.
but during the Super Bowl they pronounced it Temu, so I'm assuming that's the way you pronounce it. You should not have the Temu. You should not have that app on your phone. If you have it on your phone, get it off your phone. It is an absolute spy operation. They are extracting all of your data. If you have the Temu or Temu app on your phone, they have full access and they're ripping off your address book, your contacts. They're able to see browser, everything. If you have that app on your phone, they're able to claw in and take everything they want out of your phone. It is an absolute security flaw nightmare. Every single security cyber expert says get the Temu app off your phone. Another one is Shein. Shein is another app.
Shein?
A lot of people say Shine.
Yeah.
But it's actually Shein. It's Shein. But it's pronounced Shein, but people call it Shine. Listen to this. A woman from Tennessee ordered clothing, and a lot of this stuff on there is like just cheap. In fact, the government, like the Department of Commerce and whoever the appropriate agencies are, they're looking at Temu and Shein and a lot of these Chinese e-commerce companies that are like seemingly skirting import and regulations and tariffs and everything with all of the humongous numbers of packages with just cheap-ass goods that are coming into the United States. But listen to this. This woman orders clothing from Shein. She's from Tennessee. She gets the package, opens it up, there's a vial of blood inside. She orders clothing, and there's a vial of human blood. You know when you go and you have a physical? You know those little test tubes with the little rubber caps? And a lot of times they're little different colors. So you get a blood sample taken.
Yeah, I like to watch them do it.
You get some lab work done. It's that glass vial. And, there's usually like a label, like a barcode and a sticker, and your name is written on it. And sometimes you got to if you're doing some kind of test, sometimes they even make you sign the vial, to certify that it's your blood. It's one of those vials, and it's inside her package shipped by this Chinese apparel company, Shein.
That's a terroristic act.
She ordered a dress, and there was a vial of blood inside. But wait a minute. Oh, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, what's more than a vial of blood?
Maybe it was like a carry dress.
There was also a can of Mexican beans inside.
Oh, I'm starving.
Those beans made a hell of a trip.
Blood and Mexican beans.
Blood and beans.
Inside a dress that you ordered from Shein.
Was it at least a red dress?
I mean, this is nuts.
It sounds like some sort of joke.
There was no name on the label, no doctor's office, just a vial of blood.
No doctor's office.
Inside her.
Yes.
Inside her package.
It was Dr. Wang from downtown Beijing.
Yeah, she warned people if you receive a Shein package, dump it out on a table and look at everything inside before you touch it. Then sanitize your hands. Yeah, that's a company I want to order from where you're getting advice.
It's disgusting.
Oh, my, that is wicked. That is absolutely insane.
For a little while, years ago, I was into some of the crap on Wish. I had the Wish app, and I bought a couple of things from Wish.
I remember that. That was another one of those e-commerce sites. That was Chinese as well, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And
what happened? Are they still around?
They're still around. I think they're like the uniform sponsors of the Lakers or something.
Are you
or
serious?
at least they
Really?
were. Yeah.
Listen, avoid these cheap. You don't know what the hell you're going to get in
So
there.
what about the Wish thing?
So anyway, I'd get a package, and my daughter would
you might get a vial of Wuhan virus or something.
Now,
Yeah.
but my daughter would take the package and open it up and sniff, quick inhale, and she'd go, China.
Are you serious?
She wanted to know what China smelled like. I go, it smelled like that
That's
package.
funny.
All right. 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. A little early dose of morons in the news. When we get back, this is kind of interesting. Are DUI limits about to be lowered? All right. That's coming up in just a bit. Also, a little OnlyFans update. Got a prosthetic leg story you got to hear. We've got things that Europeans think that Americans are nuts over. Hang on. A lot of stuff on the way. In minutes, back momentarily on the MJ Morning Show. Folks. It's Q105, 7:03 here on a Wednesday morning, and the whole DUI thing and the whole .08, is that potentially going to change? And a very important piece of information that people don't know. Crucial. All right, hold on. Get to that in just a minute. First, though, I think this is ultra important. Please, this Easter, if you're involved in some Easter activities, what is, when you think of Easter, what is, and of course, Easter is this Sunday, Easter Sunday, April, is it April? Is it the first?
This is a March.
No. Is it, hold on, when is April? I thought it was April 1st. Hang on a minute. Let me check the calendar here.
You would be wrong.
Oh, I am
It's
wrong.
on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. April 1st is,
Monday.
Yes.
April 1st is Monday.
This is a March Easter.
Right. So it's
March 31st.
March 31st. All right, thank you, Fester. Yeah, I thought, all right, so April 1st, April Fool's Day is Monday. All right. So Easter is, well, I knew Easter was this Sunday. I just didn't know what number it was. All right. When you think of Easter activities, what's like the first thing you think of? What is it?
Yes, got one. Comes to my mind. Eating so many robin's eggs, you have to get your stomach pumped.
No.
I got one.
No. Come on.
It's almost up.
I got one.
Guys, listen.
I got one.
All right, hold on.
No, me.
Well, I will come to you, but listen. Easter, what activity immediately comes to mind? Yes, Froggy.
Going to church and praying to the Lord, your Savior, Jesus Christ, and eating so much of his communion wafers that you have to get your stomach pumped.
Will you
No?
stop it? Gee.
Well, I mean, I
Come on.
church.
No, guys, really?
Is honey baked ham involved?
No!
Is stomach pumping involved?
Is avoiding your in-laws involved?
No!
Dead, how about a chick, a little baby chick?
Did you hear the horrific story
I can't say that
about
on there.
Froggy and his relatives and the chicks on Easter?
No, listen, I know that
It happens.
I know that people buy rabbits.
Aw.
Yeah.
You know, even all these years of hearing the stories about all of the people that buy like Easter bunnies and then they get tired of them and then leave the bunnies
On
like
golf courses. That's what they're for.
They let them out on the side of the road. And, you know, after Easter, every year, there's an influx of people that purchase rabbits. Oh, it's going to be so cute. We'll have Easter bunnies for the kids.
Aw.
And then it's like, we don't want to take care of these bunnies. So
Dude, I will tell you right now, Dave the Dwarf is single-handedly responsible for the rabbits of Northdale Golf Course. I helped him.
Didn't he have like 20 of them?
Yeah, his sister.
And you let them out on the, what golf course?
Northdale.
You let Dave the Dwarf's rabbits go on, what year was this?
I don't know, 05, 04.
And now there's a whole infestation of rabbits, and it can all be traced to Fester and Dave the Dwarf.
Dave the Dwarf's sister got a rabbit for the boys, and then couple of rabbits. Then before you know it, there was like 10.
10 rabbits, then there's 20.
Then it was the whole back lanai.
Oh, my God.
Dave's like, hey, man, I need a favor. I go, wait, we got to get rid of these rabbits. I'm like, all right. So we picked them all up. We put them in laundry baskets. We just dumped them in the golf course.
Oh, my goodness.
They were happy. They were jumping around.
Oh, wow.
And a hawk came and took one.
Where's the Northdale Golf Course?
Okay, so Northdale Mabry.
Yes, I've heard of Northdale Mabry.
It's north of Beers. It's
Yeah, I've been there.
north of
before.
Carrollwood.
To the east or west of
Straight
Dale
up.
Mabry?
Straight up. To the
Well, the
to
golf course is not in the middle of the road.
Well, okay,
It's to the left. If you take a left, the golf course is on the left.
Yes, so the west side of Dale Mabry.
if you went north of Kennedy occasionally.
Let me tell you right now. I get to New York, Washington, Boston, Maine. I get to Indonesia more than I get to north of Bears
It says a lot.
or Beers.
Beers.
Whatever.
Yeah, if you traveled up Dale Mabry, I don't know, a couple of miles north of the interstate.
All right,
you'd
can I
learn
please
a whole
finish
new
with?
world.
Listen to me. Listen.
I'm sorry, Easter activities.
Easter activities. Come on, there's one thing that comes to mind.
Oh, painting eggs.
Well, you're getting warmer here. How about
Hiding.
Yes, how about an Easter egg hunt?
Oh, those are dumb.
No, she meant hiding from her creepy uncle.
Where's Roxanne? Hey, Roxanne, reach into my pocket. I've got some Easter treats in it. Look at this. What'd you feel for those?
I got some gummy worms.
Why'd you reach into my pocket? I got some gummy worms and some eggs.
Uncle.
Oh, wait a minute. Are those eggs in my pocket?
Uncle Bill,
Gummy worms and
please.
eggs.
Are those something else in my pocket? Here, Roxanne, reach in my front pocket.
Take it a little farther, buddy.
It's the surprise pocket, Roxanne.
Roxanne's hiding. Hiding from creepy Uncle Chet.
All right. Easter eggs, please do not get into an argument with family members over Easter eggs. A man is accused of stabbing a family member during a fight before an Easter egg hunt at a Michigan elementary school. This was last weekend. They did their hunt. The man from Battle Creek, Michigan, was helping to set up the Easter egg hunt when he and a woman, a family member, got into an argument about the placement of the eggs. So the guy, I guess, is placing the eggs in a certain place, and then the female family member's like, no, you're doing it all wrong. No, that's not where you put the eggs. You're doing it all wrong. Wrong. And they get into a fight. He stabs her.
Yeah.
I mean, during the placement of the eggs for a kid's Easter egg hunt. Oh, my. One of the man's family members became involved in the argument. A knife was pulled. Oh, I mean, this is insane. Deputies responded. They arrived to find 36-year-old suspect still holding the knife, which he ultimately dropped when law enforcement said, drop the weapon!
Yeah, right.
Drop the knife! I mean, they got guns out, tasers out, everything's, Anyway, the injured party suffered lacerations, nothing remarkably serious, will survive. But please, that is not the Easter spirit to stab a relative over an argument regarding Easter egg placement. Hey, Roxanne, it's Uncle Bill over here.
I got an Easter egg placement for you right here in my pocket. Oh, Uncle Bill, go away.
That's
I don't
just
want to go
terrible.
anywhere.
You ready for a little DUI talk here? First of all, I got no tolerance for DUI. I mean, if I'm, hey, I was invited last weekend.
Yes.
I was invited last Saturday night. Michelle and I went to a friend of ours' mother's memorial. She passed away in her 90s, and they had a celebration of life party.
Okay.
And they had it at Donatello.
Okay.
Up on Dale Mabry.
South of Kennedy, so you know where it is.
No, it's north of Kennedy.
Well, it's south of the interstate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what you said.
Okay, you're right.
It's between Kennedy and 275. So we're at Donatello. It was a 6 o'clock party.
Okay.
Celebration of life in the Donatello party room. An open bar, wine bottles on every table. And guess what? Did I drive? No, we took an Uber. Took an Uber there, took an Uber home.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to drink anything, if I'm going to be driving. No, so we took an Uber. Here is what could change. No rumblings in Florida, but is this about to be a trend? There are states that are lowering the legal limit from 0.08 to 0.05. And, there are a bunch of foreign countries. There are some countries, I think, where you can't have any alcohol. I think, aren't there some Scandinavian countries where you can't even have any alcohol in your system? Nothing.
I have to admit, I'm not that boned up on Scandinavian driving law.
But
However, I'll look it up.
Well, you're about to get a crash course.
Are you boned up on Scandinavian furniture and meatballs in Ybor City by any chance?
You know what? I am.
And that freaking maze inside IKEA? I told you the story a couple of weeks. We went to look at like a bathroom vanity setup for Chloe at IKEA, and I couldn't get out of there. I'm about to call 911 and requesting dogs and a search party to get me out of there. I mean, the maze goes on and on and on and on.
In Norway and Sweden, you can be convicted of drunk driving with a 0.02.
So you can't even have a sip.
Yeah. Well, I think there are some countries where you can't have any. Anyway, a growing number of states are looking into lowering the blood alcohol level. And I've got something very important you've got to hear. There are people that are misinformed. There are people listening right now, or there are people that are not listening that you probably need to tell some information I'm about to give you regarding Florida in just a second. But in Hawaii, for instance, the Hawaiian Senate, they passed a bill. A bill would lower the legal blood limit to a 0.05% from 0.08. That was passed by the Hawaii Senate in early March, and it's now being considered in the lower Hawaiian House. Also, this follows a similar bill in Washington State, and there are multiple states in the country that are talking about reducing the blood alcohol level for drunk driving threshold from a 0.08 to a 0.05. So heads up on that. But here is something very important. If you think that you cannot be arrested for drunk driving if you're below a 0.08, that is completely, totally false here in Florida.
I was just going to ask you about that, MJ. Is it because if you get in a car accident with someone, I was just thinking this, if you're like a 0.05 right now, you get in a car accident and they do a breathalyzer on you and they're like, oh no, you're not drunk, but they find out that you're 0.05, you're responsible for drinking and driving that accident, correct?
In Florida, if you are even below a 0.08, but under Florida law, you can still be charged with DUI if your normal faculties are impaired. So even if you are below a 0.08 and you're pulled over, if you think, oh, I'm only going to blow a 0.06, a 0.05, a 0.04, but if your faculties are impaired, meaning if you can't walk the straight line, if you can't do the fingers to the nose tip, if you fail a field sobriety checkpoint or a field sobriety test, and you're still below a 0.08, you can still be charged with DUI in the state of Florida. So don't think for a minute, oh, I'm under a 0.08, I can't be charged. Yes, you can in the state of Florida. So that is very, very important. When we get back here on the MJ Morning Show, the eyebrow issue at my house last night, the Fester trunk story.
It's no story.
Oh, and God, Michelle and Chloe watched a movie last night at the house, and I'm just aggravated with something. The latest on the bridge collapse. There is some dramatic audio that you've got to hear. The conspiracy wackos. We've got to talk about the conspiracy nut jobs regarding the bridge collapse up in Baltimore. Anyway, a ton of crap. All next. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Show on Q105, MJ and the crew at 7:26. Where's Fester? I've got a big red alert for. Hey, Andrew, track Fester down. See if he's I don't know. He's got his hand stuck in the snack machine or something.
That's rude,
Well, no, because
because he's overweight. I know. I get
no, because sometimes he tries to reach up and no. I've got a story regarding something Fester needs to hear regarding Costco and food. So we'll get to that here in just a matter of minutes.
I hear rumblings like the floor. Okay, yeah,
Dude,
the floor was moving.
Where the hell were you?
All right.
Oh God,
I'm back.
Yeah, why are you out of breath?
Well,
he always is.
I had a couple things I had to
Listen
take
to
care
you.
of.
You're like,
Okay, so
oh, dude, I'm worried about you over
no,
here.
I was sprinting.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
I wasn't sprinting. No, this is our long segment, so I have to get my assortment of snacks.
Dude, where'd you get the Slim Jims?
Dude,
Give me one.
the new sales assistant over there.
Now
Slim
she's.
Jims.
Oh, but look at those.
Yeah.
Those things are the size of toothpicks.
She has
Those
40.
are
real
tiny.
Slim Jims.
Those are tiny little teensy weensy Slim
She
Jims.
has 40 of them.
That doesn't satisfy. Well, then you got to take the whole damn thing. You got to grab a whole handful.
That's the problem I have.
You need.
I need 20 of these.
You need 20 to 30 of those to make up one normal Slim Jim.
If you eat 20 to 30 of those, you will swell up like a tick like you've never seen. They're so salty.
Do you want me to get you some? I can run her over there and get you Slim Jim.
Yeah, go grab like 50.
You want
Tell you
one?
what, that's a new commercial. Slim Jim, swell up like a tick.
Delicious.
And listen, talk about something for 35 seconds. Let me
Get
run
one
over,
for
I'll get
Miss
a couple-
Elizabeth, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Seriously, do you want a Slim Jim?
No,
Froggy, do you want more Slim Jims?
no, just
Yes.
All right, I'll be back.
no, don't go anywhere.
Fester, go. I'm
No,
hungry.
do not leave the studio. All right. I've got a couple of things I got a lightning round here quickly on the MJ Morning Show, 728. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. No commercials, no music, just nonstop entertainment. Folks, if you get to work during our long segment, make sure you take us into work. Every single day, you can listen on any of the smartphone apps. Just search for MJ or just search for Q105 Tampa Bay. And then you can listen to the MJ Morning Show live. So listen to Q105 on any of the apps. When you get into the office, you can turn your computer on, go to mjmorningshow.com, click on Listen Live at the top of the page, right-hand corner, and we'll come out over your computer speakers. Or, of course, just listen over the normal radio on 104.7 FM. All right.
You know, this Slim Jim is hitting the right way. You sure you don't want any?
Fester, you know how to eat those? This is how I've been eating them for years. You'd have a lighter? Anybody have a lighter?
That is like a mini Slim Jim. How does that even remotely satisfy you? It is tiny.
Set it on fire with a lighter, and it tastes a lot better.
Yeah, I don't have a lighter.
That's not just Slim Jim. That is like anorexic Jim.
It's like a Virginia Slim Jim.
Well,
Yes.
that too.
Listen, if you guys want some, let me know.
They're good.
Listen to this.
I need a lighter, though.
There was a Cybertruck accident in South Tampa.
Oh,
You
no.
imagine? Isn't there like? First of all, I think the Cybertruck from
The most
Elon Musk.
awesome looking vehicle
I
ever
haven't
created.
seen one
It-
out in
it-
the real world.
it is-
they're crazy looking.
It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, stop. No,
it is.
When I've seen one a couple of times around Catch 23 in West Chase on Montague, and whenever I see one, I feel like I'm on a movie set in like a futuristic movie.
And by the way, you think it's uglier than Susan Boyle?
All right, Froggy, really?
You said every you've ever seen.
You know what? That's just unfair. That is rude.
I mean, Susan doesn't go 0 to 140 miles an hour.
That
in
is
like 8
just
seconds.
Yeah, you better
that
ask
is
her boyfriend.
Yes,
rude.
she does.
All right, listen, I think the Cybertruck is hideous.
Well, that's your
So
opinion.
my wife went to the Tesla dealership this weekend, had
Yeah.
to get something done.
Yeah.
And
That's right. Fester has a Tesla in the family. They
So-
have a Model Y, as in Y.
Gosh, that's a great
So-
joke.
so
Fester,
anyway,
punch him.
Listen, it's fine.
Yes.
Listen, let him make his jokes. He's denying the future. Anyway, listen. The guy at the Tesla dealership said there's like 25 of them delivered out of that store. So it might be like 50
Really?
of them in the Bay
Yeah,
Area.
Roxanne, the one you're seeing in West Chase, you're probably seeing the same one over and over again.
Yeah,
It's-
I think you're right.
All right,
Yeah.
now, there was a Tesla Cybertruck accident. Chuck, thank you. Chuck sent me a direct message, a DM on Instagram yesterday.
Cyberchuck.
And, yeah, what?
Cybertruck.
Get it? Because his name's Chuck.
Cybertruck, truck.
And it rhymes with truck.
Cybertruck sent me the Cybertruck. All right.
Yeah.
There was an accident. South Tampa at Henderson and Swan. There's a totally bashed up, smaller car in the intersection. And then to its right, just to the west of Henderson, there's a Cybertruck all jammed up on the sidewalk with the front end all bashed in.
How did it fare? Not well?
Well,
Let me see.
you know what? The cyber. Hey, if you go to Fester, bring this up. Oh wait, no, I got to send you. Hold on a minute. I'll show you the video. And say it again, Fester.
You shut my mic off.
Well, who shut your mic off?
You did.
I didn't shut Fester's mic off.
Did you shut it off when you?
I promise you it did.
I think Froggy leaned over there and shut it off.
Likely.
Yeah. So Chuck Utz. All right, look at this. All right, let me bring this up. And I don't know. I hope he doesn't curse on this.
I hope he does.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Froggy, here's my phone.
Okay.
Here's the
Is it on
Cybertruck.
Chuck Utz Instagram?
Yeah. So, but I don't want to blow up his Instagram.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
you
sure.
know what? It's on Real Tampa. So go to at Real Tampa. That's a Tampa account. I don't know who runs this thing, but there's an Instagram account called Real Tampa, and they have the video posted there, and you can see TPDs in the middle of the intersection. The car is just bashed up, and the whole front right end of the Tesla's kind of crinkled and bashed in. There are parts all over the road. The car got it much worse than the Cybertruck. But can you imagine? You waited for years for the Cybertruck. You paid $100,000 for the thing or whatever. Isn't there a waiting list of years for this ugly chunk of crap? And
Excuse me, you take it back now. Awful, man. That's my manufacturing.
all right, Fester, are you on Real Tampa?
I think I am at Real TAMPA.
Yeah, that's it. But there's a watermark in the middle.
Okay.
So-
There always is at Real Tampa.
Yeah, scroll down. I don't see the stop. Slow. Yeah, I don't see it. Keep going. Because I think it's pretty fresh. Oh, there it is.
Okay,
right
so
there.
it
was posted, I guess 21 hours ago. It was posted yesterday. It's fresh. It's fresh. Look at the car. This is the intersection of Swan and Henderson in South Tampa. That's like crazy, that 5-way intersection.
It's a weird intersection.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. I hate getting stuck at that light as well.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
That's the Cybertruck right
That's
there?
the Cybertruck on the sidewalk.
Right.
And then the guy drives up to look at the front end of that vehicle. It's just all the whole front end is missing.
Was the Cybertruck involved in the collision?
Yes, the Cybertruck is all damaged. Yes.
I'm looking at it. How can you tell us that? I don't see the damage.
Dude, the Cybertruck, look at the front end right here.
They're
and
undamageable.
the whole side right there. It looks like their whole front tires ripped off.
Yeah, that's
Look
a lot
at that.
Of money.
The whole front, the Cybertruck might be totaled.
So what, you experiencing Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
Do you have a Schadenfreude? Now you're happy because you got your car?
Hey, Elon, it's shot in. Hey,
It's shut up.
it's
That's what it is.
Schadenfreude. And while we're speaking about roads in Tampa, what the hell is going on at the corner of Florida and Hillsborough? There's like a rat condominium.
What?
Oh, there's like a rat village
Like Ratatouille? Like they're
Florida
cooking.
Avenue and Hillsborough Avenue?
right near the corner of Florida and Hillsborough. There's a massive colony of rats. They've built like a rat complex.
They're calling it Ratlantis.
Yes. Seriously, they're calling it Ratlantis.
What? That's awesome.
Rats are, it's like they're saying like a nightmare. It's like a horror film or something.
taking
Yeah.
over the street.
I want to talk to the Rat HOA person.
That's me.
Listen to this.
Bob.
This is from Channel 10's website. It's like something out of a horror movie right in the middle of Tampa near the corner of Florida and Hillsborough Avenues. An entire colony of rats has overtaken an area where people wait for the bus, neighbors walk with their children, homeless people camp out.
Is that what it says in the article?
It does.
Well, at least the homeless people have food.
Over the months, the rats have dug their way under a pyramid-shaped dome and a network of tunnels that would make your skin crawl.
That is awesome. Is there video of this?
Yes.
There's actual rats just scurrying around from the Channel 10 reporter.
They're here, bring this up. Listen.
This has been going on for months now.
Listen to this. Channel 10.
Who's this guy?
Yep,
Eric
exactly
Lasser.
right, Courtney. Months. In fact, let me show you what's taken place over the
Hey,
course
Eric
of
Lasser,
that
hold the
time.
mic closer to your
Look at
mouth.
that in the middle there. It's like a pyramid-shaped mountain, this colony that's been built behind a bus stop right along Hillsborough Avenue.
Look at this thing.
Not only that dome, but a network of tunnels that would make your skin crawl.
Yes.
I'm from New York, a native New Yorker.
Look at this.
As a New Yorker, Sarita Walcott says she's always expected to see rats in the subway system, but was horrified to be sitting at a Tampa bus
There's
stop
20
just
of 'em.
feet away
Yes.
from this rat's nest.
It looks like an ant mound in Australia.
Ratopia.
Wow.
Ratlantis.
So they're calling it Ratlantis. They're calling it Ratopia.
Why don't you drop a grenade in that thing?
I mean, it's crazy. It's right near the intersection of Florida and Hillsborough. Yes, Pat.
Listen, I've gone up by that intersection
All
many
right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, Pat, our traffic guy. Go ahead.
I go by that intersection every now and
Yes.
then, and every time I go there at the bus stop, there's a rat that runs by. I see it on the sidewalk, and I go, "Are we in New York?"
He's catching the
There's-
bus.
and they're big rats.
Yeah, they're pretty large rats.
Oh, it's Pat. Rat.
Rat. The Pat and Rat morning show.
Morning, everybody.
Terrible comedy and terrible traffic.
Pat and Rat.
Hey, listen, why don't they just like drop off a couple of cats to attack the rats?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't there a natural solution for this?
That's
Cats.
Is there like a dead body in there somewhere? I don't understand. Why are they? What's happening?
Well, all right. So
Fester, cover yourself in meat and go lay in the middle of that thing.
Cover yourself in it.
have Fester lay down. We'll lay strips of bacon on him.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Just wait for the
It'll be like the
rat.
human rat trap.
Oh, that is just insane.
Ugh, that's gross.
That is nuts.
What are they going to do? What's the mayor's plan?
Hey, who brought up that we did not get an Amber Alert for that 12-year-old girl that was missing a couple of days ago? Who brought that?
I did.
I was just going to say, must have been Froggy.
No,
yeah.
Oh, Andrew did. Andrew.
Oh,
Andrew brought this up. There was a story. You know how I feel about Amber Alerts. If it is local, absolutely. If we can help as citizens of Tampa Bay, if there is a child abduction, a missing child, I fully support an Amber Alert here in the Tampa Bay area. The problem I have is when there's a kid missing in like Hialeah or in some county that I didn't even know was in the Florida Panhandle.
But they're going to come here and hide here.
I know, you never know.
But that's the problem. We get Amber Alerts, and you're like watching television, and suddenly your TV is taken over for 5 minutes with the beep, 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 and the Amber Alert, and your show is shut off.
Have you ever been in a public place? Like, I was at a Sam's Club when
Oh,
an
when
Amber
it
Alert
goes
went
off and everyone's beep, beep, beep. Well, it's that that two-tiered tone that goes off, and it scares the crap out of you. You think it's like some kind of a nuclear attack or something. But I'm bringing this up because there was a missing Tampa girl a couple of days ago that was found safe. She was missing since last Saturday, and she finally turned up, so she was missing. And Tampa police were searching for this girl. She was last seen in northeast Ybor City. She's since been found. She went missing last Saturday, and we never got an Amber Alert here, but we get Amber Alerts for, kids like 500 miles away in the state of Florida.
Okay.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
But if a kid is in West Palm Beach, kidnapped in West Palm Beach, and then they can be in Tampa in 3 hours.
Oh yeah, they're coming right to Pinellas Park.
Yes. MJ, maybe the police knew something different. Was she abducted or was she just missing? Did she not go home?
No, she was missing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The differences between...
But child abductions will get an Amber Alert, or a kid missing will get an Amber. We had nothing here, but the point is that we get Amber Alerts from, a county I've never even heard of. That's, a 5-hour drive up in the Panhandle.
Law enforcement obviously knew something where they didn't have to issue an Amber Alert.
I'm just pointing it out that we get Amber. I don't think they ought to be giving Amber Alerts for some obscure county that's a million miles away from here.
I know, but is it about the obscurity, or does it have to be like a well-known county, like Sumter County or Hillsborough County? Like, I feel like if it's in the state of Florida and a kid goes missing, I want everybody in the state of Florida to know.
Oh man, listen, I love you. I don't care about Duval kids.
You don't care about, that's what I'm saying.
Duval County
they're too
worry
obscure.
about Duval County.
The children.
Too obscure.
Yeah, I know. Listen, the children. I barely care about Polk County kids.
Oh, Fester, will you stop it? We have a huge listener base in Polk. What is wrong with
I'm talking
you?
about myself.
I don't understand.
What is
You know how many
wrong
kids
with-
in the car and just got upset
what
you
is
said that?
wrong
You
with
live
you?
in downtown Mulberry. Chances are you don't care that much about us Hillsborough County kids.
Fester,
Mommy, Fester doesn't like me.
all right, everyone ignore Fester. Half the crap that comes out of his mouth is just sheer idiocy. I apologize for Fester. Oh, listen to this.
He has that Bruce Willis disease. It's setting in early.
Guess what's happening? With the influx of these weight loss drugs, or drugs that were actually designed for other things like diabetes, but so many people having success with drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. Guess what's going on here?
I think, is this something I sent you, or maybe something I just came across?
I don't know.
A little extra benefit that they didn't plan for?
Well,
I sent it to him.
I printed this out a couple of days ago from the New York Post.
Is it the Ozempic stork?
It is. I didn't see yours, but I printed this out from the New York Post.
Ozempic babies.
Ozempic babies. And I guess they're also Wegovy babies, Mounjaro babies.
You lose some weight and then suddenly you do it. And
yeah, instead of this, it's now like, you're pregnant. Oh, it works, doesn't it?
boy, that's the O you went with?
You're pregnant. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little better.
But
that
Fester,
works.
it's not because they're doing it more. It's because when you have a lot of fat cells, it produces estrogen. Estrogen has negative effect on your ovaries, which has negative impact on your fertility.
Or you
Well-
lose 100 pounds and you can finally see your junk again and you do it.
But
But
no,
guys don't get pregnant.
hang on a minute. There's more to the story. Women are getting pregnant while on Ozempic and these other weight loss drugs because it's lowering the efficacy, the effectiveness of birth control pills.
Ooh, I didn't read that part.
Well,
that's interesting.
Yeah, see, that's a story that I have.
Right.
Is that Ozempic, they're called Ozempic babies.
That makes perfect sense because
Yeah.
fat people have been doing it all along.
All right, Fester, will you come on.
Fester, you're
from me.
outrageous
Take it from me.
What is up with you? You need to be medicated.
Listen, do you think I lie about fat people doing it?
I-
I'm not mad. I'm saying facts. Sexual facts.
Ozempic baby. This lady had no idea that she was pregnant. Took Ozempic for 4 months and boom, pregnant. What? Oh, you were thinking of shh.
No, like,
oh.
orgasm.
What?
Or yeah.
Organic? What are you saying?
Organic, yeah.
More of a sexual O, like the O face.
You're pregnant. Yeah, so heads up, folks. If you're on Ozempic or other similar drugs, it might be reducing the effectiveness of your birth control pill.
Pill.
Thank you. Pill.
Unless your boyfriend's Bill,
yeah,
it'll increase his potency.
And they're called Ozempic babies now. So heads up on that. 7:45 at the MJ Morning Show. We did something late in the show yesterday. I even had Chloe on, and it was about 20-somethings being miserable. So I want to get to that in a second here. I want to take some phone calls. So heads up, let me just plant the seed here for the earlier crowd. We did this about 9:30. And again, folks, as you're listening to an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ with no interruptions, just solid content, remember, when you get to work or wherever you're going this morning, always bring the MJ Morning Show into work with you. So you can listen on any of the apps, the TuneIn app, the Odyssey app, the My Q105 app, the iHeart app. You can listen. We're on all of the apps. You just search for Q105 Tampa, and you can listen to us on your smartphone when you get to work or on your computer. Just go to mjmorningshow.com, and the upper right-hand corner, there's the Listen Live button, so you can listen on your computer at your desk. We'll come right out of the speakers. or listen on the regular radio on 104.7 FM. All right, so yesterday about 9:30, I called Chloe because there was a story about why people in their 20s are miserable right now. So I want to take calls on this in just a minute, so hang on. A couple other things first that are important. Anybody see the video of Chloe plucking my eyebrows?
I saw it. I had to watch it with the volume down.
Well, you're missing it. Fester, bring up my Instagram.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. Chloe loves to watch us on MJ TV, and that's another way to consume the MJ Morning Show is we're live in studio every morning with cameras in our faces. Got a camera in front of me, camera in front of Roxanne, Fester, Froggy. Yeah. We've got camera. You can watch the whole show as we do the program. You can watch us, MJ TV. You go to
Watch us do it.
Go to mjmorningshow.com. You click on MJ TV, and you click on the little logo that says, watch us live, or you can watch any show on demand. Any of our previous shows. So Chloe says to me, Dad, your eyebrows are out of control. They're like, wild weeds and bushes on your face. And it looks terrible on MJ TV. And I'm like, you can't see my eyebrows and any wild eyebrow hairs.
Oh, yeah. You look like Lemony Snickets with those eyebrows.
Listen, MJ, think about it. These are HD cameras. These TVs we have are HD TVs. I watch MJ TV on an 85-inch TV. I see everything.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Gross. Well, just trim your nose hairs.
Well, Chloe, I'm sitting on the couch in the living room last night. We're watching TV, and Chloe just comes down with tweezers and says, I think she might have been upstairs watching. This is last night. I think she was watching in her room. Chloe's home from college. And she was up in her room, I think, watching it. You know what? She has a 55-inch TV in her bedroom. So she was watching MJ TV. He's like, Dad, I can't take your eyebrows anymore. She comes down with tweezers and starts plucking. I'm like, what the pluck? She starts plucking my eyebrows. So I rolled some video on this thing, and if you want to see Chloe plucking my eyebrows, it's on my Instagram. It's the last item at Certified MJ Radio. Go ahead and reset it, Fester, and I'll start the audio from the beginning. And, that hurts when you get your eyebrows plucked. Listen.
Stop it. Come on. You can't see my eyebrows on MJ TV.
Yes, you can, Dad.
No,
They're
you
so
can't.
Bad.
No, they're not. Ow! Son of a...
Oh,
Jesus. Stop it.
So it's just a quick little video, and she plucked like 30 eyebrows. I think she plucked like 15 from each side.
You know what?
What?
Your
oh, come on!
Your hedges look.
Don't tell me
trimmed.
Don't tell me you can see a difference.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have to go back to yesterday's video to see how hairy you were, but your eyebrows don't look awful.
I'm like really up in MJ TV's kitchen right now.
Yeah.
I'm like very close to the camera. Anyway, come on. I mean, really? Did my eyebrows like chase people away? Did anyone get scared? Was it like I had one of those caterpillars that are showing up all over Tampa Bay? You know that?
Oh, yeah.
That moth caterpillar that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Mothman.
Yeah, I had him stuck
Looked like
on
Eugene Levy.
I had him stuck on my damn anyway, so I guess my grooming is better this morning because Chloe's plucking all these things out of my face last night. Yeah, you want to see this video? It's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. All right, go to the next one. Speaking of my Instagram.
I don't want to go to the next one.
Go to the next one, Fester.
This is dumb.
It is not dumb.
I might have a faulty latch. I don't know what's going on.
I left the studio yesterday, and I end up right behind Fester. This is right after the MJ Morning Show, a little after 10 o'clock yesterday. I'm heading home, heading down 4th Street to the Howard Franklin Bridge to then go over to the Tampa side, back home. And I'm like, who is this dummy in front of me? Their trunk is wide open. I'm like, oh, my God, that is Fester. All right, listen to this.
Oh, my God.
All right, here we go.
Oh, my God. Fester's trunk is open. We're on 4th Street, and Fester's freaking trunk is open. Dude. Hey! Your trunk is... Oh,
And then the trunk just closes. So he gets to a speed fast enough because he gets on that stretch of 4th Street where it's like 50 or 55 miles an hour.
Then you can really take off.
So Fester, I guess either you accelerated fast or the wind closed your trunk. Dude, you had no idea that your trunk is wide open. You have all kinds of crap in the trunk.
Yeah.
You got to see this video. The video, it's a quick video as well. It's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And if you don't follow me, give me a follow and you'll see crap like this.
There are some people seriously butthurt over this video.
Well, there were some people that messaged me. It's like, MJ, you know, it is unsafe for you to be holding your camera phone. Listen, I understand
That's
that.
a fact.
That's not the part they're butthurt over.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Hang on, I'll let you go off on it. All right. So several people like attacked me, and it's like, MJ, you're holding your cell phone. It's totally dangerous. I don't do it regularly, but I had to grab my phone and record this because Fester's trunk was open. I'm sorry. For 10 seconds, I recorded Fester's trunk. I had to get the picture. I'm sorry. All right, so what else are you seeing on here?
Like one of the first comments from Raphael.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you read it.
There's lots of people with trunks open and stuff falls out and into traffic. This is not a joke.
See?
Yeah.
Raphael's very upset, and I just want to acknowledge his pissed offedness.
Yeah.
Well, I have a joke.
Yeah.
Fester was showing off his junk in his trunk.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was awesome.
Well, that is 100% accurate. The junk in the trunk. Take a look at the video. It's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. That is Certified MJ Radio.
I have a prediction.
What's that?
I have a prediction to make.
Yep.
I think. How long do you think you're going to live, MJ?
Like in general?
Yeah, like how much longer?
Hold on. Say that again.
How much longer do you think you're going to live?
I don't know. That's a creepy, morbid.
Well, just tell me what you think.
Well, I don't know. My grandfather, my mom's dad, he dropped dead of a heart attack at 69 while playing cards in Hollywood in Hillcrest.
Okay.
Back in 1975.
But your dad is knocking on 80.
But hang on a minute. So my mom's dad had a heart attack at 69 and died instantly. My dad's dad lived to 85. My dad's mom lived to 85. My mom's mom, my grandmother on my mom's side, she lived to almost 93, and she died at 92, and that's back when we used to be on 93. And I'm like, Grandma, why couldn't you make it to 93? Come on. That was the station we worked for back then.
Yeah, but the folks at U92 were thrilled.
Yeah. Well, now it's Maxima. Now it's our Spanish station. All right. So
the question: how long do you think you're going to live? I'm just asking you that. I have a point to make.
Yeah, but it's morbid, because it's almost like
you don't want to jinx yourself.
Just take a guess.
Yeah,
just tell me
say,
something.
MJ's in his late 50s. He probably has a solid 25 years left.
I mean, listen. Look at the highway workers that were just filling potholes at 1:30 in the morning in Baltimore last night, and the bridge collapses after the ship hits it.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
It's going to be like way sooner for you than you think.
He doesn't fill in potholes. You know who he is? He calls.
Listen, so what do you say? Maybe 85?
All right,
okay, fine. Give him 25 years.
25 years? So that's, how old are you?
Low 80, 83, 80, 45.
Okay, 85. Let's say 85. You're not going to make it to 85. You're not going to even make it to 65.
Where
you know why?
Where you going?
You know why?
What?
Because one of these Instagram stunts that you pull every day is going to take your life.
Like what?
Like going behind somebody with an open trunk, walking up to a stranger in a grocery store saying, "Can I take a picture of your weird shirt?" Like you do everything.
Weird shirt.
You do everything.
You got to get all the consonants have to come out from you.
You'll do anything for your Instagram, and I think eventually you will die from it. That's it.
And you know what? The headline will be like, local radio DJ and Instagrammer / wannabe influencer.
Like if you saw a car on fire, would you pull over and start filming?
Yeah. Only if it's safe. I'm not going to do something.
And then the car explodes?
I'm not going to do something unsafe.
I'm just saying it's getting a little out of control.
Listen.
It's getting out of control.
I don't like social media, but social media is an important element, especially when you're doing a morning show.
Is it?
Because it's like content creation.
But your stuff is a little too risque. You know,
What?
Your stuff is too
Hold on.
risky.
Oh,
risky.
You mean risky?
Yes.
Not
Like,
risky.
There's a difference between risky and risque.
maybe I've been watching too many like murder videos lately, but I just think that you need to be a little more careful on the streets when it comes to you filming your Instagram videos. Don't you agree, Roxanne?
I agree. And I also think
Thank
that
you.
maybe this, now that Froggy brings this to light, maybe they should make this part of your insurance policy, life insurance policy screening. Do you take risks with your iPhone to capture amazing video for your Instagram followers?
I don't have an iPhone.
Or whatever
I
phone.
have an Android.
Will you do
Android.
anything
Yep.
for Instagram followers? Check this box.
All right, so folks, give me a follow on Instagram.
After all that, you're going to do that.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on. Give me a follow, Certified MJ Radio, and you'll be able to see the video that ultimately takes my life.
Yes.
Now that is a teaser.
See MJ's art in the living years.
see my demise in motion.
Yeah.
See the lead up.
It's just going way Larry David, and it's not going to go well.
Oh man! All right, 7:57 at the MJ Morning Show. Well, I want to take calls from 20-somethings in just a matter of minutes. Also, I have a pile of items from the bridge collapse early yesterday morning, and I have some audio bites that you have to hear. I have essential content coming up in just a few minutes, including the conspiracy wackos. Couple of things that are important. I was shocked. I was taken aback. You know, we've heard about inflation, but it really was only yesterday that I saw this, that really the whole inflation situation with prices going through the roof, it finally hit close to home. It finally whacked me in the head yesterday. And, you know, listen, I've been aggravated with high prices. You know, the bag of cuties or halos, the little what do you call those things? Clementines.
Yeah.
The little, I love halos or cuties or other brands. I love the little tiny oranges, the little clementines, tangerines, whatever you call them. Yeah. I love them. But those things used to be like $2.99 or $3.99 a bag. And, you know, now you go to the supermarket, sometimes there's $7.99 a bag. I'm like, what the bleep? So, listen, I'm very conscious of inflation, but let me tell you what really, really smacked me upside my head yesterday. Got a TJ problem.
Max?
TJ Maxx?
No, the other TJ.
You went to Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's ain't trading at quite the same rate as he once was.
You know what? This must have just happened because I bought bananas at Trader Joe's last week. And, of course, Trader Joe's for like decades, the regular non-organic. First of all, if you buy organic bananas, you're wasting your money. There's a lot of things. You know, the whole organic thing on many fronts is one of the biggest food scams and rackets to get us to pay more for food. The organic thing in most cases is absolute BS. You talk to any expert, any scientist, and they're like, yeah, Americans are shelling out billions and billions of dollars for organic stuff they just don't need.
Is that your scientist impression?
Yeah, I'm a scientist.
Like bananas, you don't need to buy organic bananas. You're inside a peel. You don't need them. All right. Trader Joe's has just increased the price of the banana for the first time in over 2 decades, over 20 years. So Trader Joe's bananas forever were 19 cents a banana. The regular bananas, not the organics, the regular banana, 19 cents a piece. Great deal. Trader Joe's, I just must have missed this. Trader Joe's said earlier this week that it just increased the price of the banana to 23 cents. So it's no longer 19 cents a banana.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if that's taken effect everywhere. And again, I just bought bananas at Trader Joe's last week, and they were 19 cents. So earlier this week, apparently Trader Joe's moved the banana from 19 cents to 23 cents a banana.
They were waiting for your big transaction before they did it. Like, okay, MJ has his bananas. Raise the price now. He'll never notice.
So heads up on the whole banana deal at Trader Joe's. Had a little disagreement at the house yesterday. This kind of bothered me. I don't know, out of 100,000 movies that Michelle and Chloe can watch, we've got various streaming services. We've got Netflix. We've got the Amazon Prime, so there's a whole bunch of movies that you get for free. Or with Amazon Prime or Apple TV, you can pay to rent a movie. But out of all the movies in the world, Michelle says, hey, Chloe, this is last night, after dinner, I'm doing prep for the show, and Chloe, who is studying for the LSAT, she studied from like 9 a.m. yesterday to 5 p.m., 8 hours. She took a practice test yesterday, hit a really good number on her. She had a good number a couple of weeks ago on an LSAT practice test. And then I'm like, it's probably a fluke. I'm kidding. All right. But, and then she just hit the number again with yesterday. So anyway, she took it easy. Michelle says, hey, let's watch a movie. They decide they're going to watch, I think from 1992. They decide to watch.
Wait, let's guess. Who's in it?
Nicolas Cage.
Ooh.
Faces.
Nope.
What? Keep going.
1992, Nicolas Cage, Moonstruck.
Nope. What?
Was it Nicolas Cage in Moonstruck?
Was he? Was he?
With Cher?
Con Air.
You know what? I never saw that. I never saw that movie.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I never saw Moonstruck.
Oh, it's the Vegas one.
What is it called?
Leaving Las Vegas? Coming to Las Vegas?
No. You're dancing.
Raising Arizona?
No, he said
Raising
Vegas.
Arizona was the 80s.
Vegas is not
right there. The next switch
Vegas
on
is
Vegas
not
and Arizona.
Vegas is not Arizona.
They're borders.
No.
Con Air?
No. Vegas. You just said it.
Con Air?
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Oh,
jeez.
What's Leaving Las Vegas?
Where
That's
the
who's in Leaving Las Vegas? River Phoenix?
I don't
No, who's in that one?
Where
I
the
don't know.
Flying Elvises?
Oh, okay.
Where
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Where the Flying Elvises?
It looks terrible. I've never seen it.
Oh, it's actually a funny movie. I haven't seen it in years. So Michelle decides that she's going to watch Honeymoon in Vegas
Of all, what?
with Chloe last night. Would you believe out of all of the streaming services that we have access to, it's on nothing. So you got to rent it.
It's on
It's on nothing.
A lot of movies are like that.
Hang on a
Isn't
minute.
that crazy?
Hang on a
Isn't
minute.
that crazy?
So then I'm like, okay, we got to rent it. You know what? $2.99, $3.99 to watch a movie. Fine. Would you believe that Honeymoon in Vegas is not streaming anywhere? Nor can you rent Honeymoon in Vegas online anywhere. You have to buy it. What kind of racket is that?
So you own it?
We had to buy. I'm like, I told Michelle, come on, I don't want to spend $15.
What?
It was
You should have bought the DVD.
It was $15. Yeah, go try to buy DVDs anywhere these
There's a
days.
Redbox.
Yeah. It's Honeymoon in Vegas from 1992 is not going to be in Redbox.
Hey, by the way, Leaving Las Vegas was also Nicolas Cage.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a
A
follow-up.
lot of Vegas stuff. So you had to buy the freaking movie.
Real one-trick pony, that Nick Cage.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Are we sure it's not called Leaving Las Vegas?
But Honeymoon in Vegas, you can't rent it. It's not streaming. Who in the big tower of movie mogul says, no, wait,
MJ.
we're going to make people buy Honeymoon in Vegas from 1990.
Nicolas Cage was also in Leaving Las Vegas.
We just said
Oh,
that.
Okay.
Are you
guys
listening to
know-
Are you, thinking,
104.7?
are you thinking like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Who was in that?
That's Johnny Depp.
That's right. Okay.
So they had to buy the movie last night.
They
I'm
dumb.
like, Michelle, can you find another movie? I don't want to pay $15.
Was Nick Cage in Vegas Vacation?
You stop with the Vegas
No,
crap.
that was Chevy Chase.
And Randy Quaid, yes.
Randy
Like,
Quaid.
stop. All right. So we
And
we,
Newton.
We had to buy Honeymoon in Vegas for $15. And get a load of this. It was in the crappiest, grainiest, fuzziest standard definition. It wasn't even HD or like 4K.
You guys bought the wrong one?
No, there was only one available.
Then why did you buy it, you hump?
I didn't want to buy it.
You bought it?
I didn't want to buy it. And Michelle's like, we're watching it. I'm buying it. And so I'm getting into a fight with Michelle. It's like, there are 100,000 other movies. And you got to watch one that I have to buy for $15 and it's SD, it's standard definition.
Just
And
say no.
It was blurry and it just looked awful as I fired it up. I'm like, my God, look at this thing. It's terrible looking.
You know what's a good movie is What Happens in Vegas.
All right, we stop with the Vegas stuff.
MJ, I have a real movie recommendation. It's probably the funniest movie I've seen in a few years.
What?
Do you have Hulu?
Yes.
Watch it today. It's called Ricky Stenicki, and it stars John Cena. And the Farrelly brothers did it.
Right.
Is it funny?
Is it funny?
Is it funny? I'm asking.
It is hilarious.
Anyway.
I'm going to watch it tonight. Holy cow, guess what?
What?
Nicolas Cage was in Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes is a term in craps, rolling dice played in Vegas.
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
So what are snake eyes? What is the dice?
It's a term in craps. You roll them in.
What is Snake Eyes?
So what are snake eyes?
I have no idea. You tell me.
What do you think Snake Eyes
I-
is?
I-
1 and a 1.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Why?
That's snake eyes, a 1 and a 1. That's craps. You know, so
Snake Eyes.
a 2, a 3,
Yeah.
a 12.
The only good Nicolas Cage movie is called Joe. Watch that. That's a good movie.
So if we're talking about crappy movies on streaming, I've heard nothing but terrible things about the new Roadhouse.
All right.
With Conor McGregor
on Hulu.
Guys, you're taking me off track. I felt like I was robbed and ripped off. And I seriously, I got into a fight with Michelle last night. It's like, Michelle, I don't want to pay $15 for this movie. So now we own it for what, forever?
You better watch it again.
In lousy standard definition?
Look at MJ.
That looks like somebody took Vaseline and put it all over my eyeballs?
Oh, at least put it on the lens of the
Old
camera.
Tough luck Todd over there buying his
All right.
standard definition movies.
All right, we're going to get into the Baltimore bridge collapse because there are conspiracy wackos. You got to hear what some people believe about the bridge collapse up in Baltimore. And there's some unbelievable audio I want to play. We'll get to that coming up in just a few minutes. First, though, and Fester, you were in agreement with this. You thought we ought to do this earlier in the show, which would be right now. Late in the show yesterday, about 9:30, I did a story about 20-somethings.
Yeah.
There was an item about why are people in their 20s miserable nowadays. And this was a whole category, like a subreddit discussion. We're told that the 20s are supposed to be fun, but a lot of people in their 20s are really, really unhappy. I don't know if this has always been the case or if it's something with this current generation. I also don't know if most people are happy in their 20s and if I'm speaking from my limited experience. We called Chloe on yesterday's show because Chloe's 22. My daughter will be 23 in August. And she said that she's happy. She's fine. So she really couldn't
She
relate.
also agreed that she's probably not the sample study in this whole equation.
Oh, that's right. She did say that. But we said, you know what? This was late in the show. It was the last segment. We were almost done with the show. And we thought maybe we ought to bring this back up, which we're doing right now, earlier in the show, and grab some phone calls. So, with that, I would like to ask those in their 20s that are listening right now, if you're in your 20s, are you miserable? What is this? Is this real? Why is there a whole Reddit discussion about people in their 20s being miserable nowadays? Are you in your 20s and you're miserable? Or are you in your 20s and you are happy as a clam or whatever the term is?
We can't just take calls from depressed.
Yeah, no, yeah, I want both ends here.
Yeah, I'm all
So
bad.
if you're very, very happy, or if you are miserable,
Or if you're just okay. How are you?
Yeah,
however you feel, call up.
Any comment on this?
And why?
Exactly. All right, 800-990-1047. So if you are in your 20s, fire up the phones and tell us, are you happy? Are you miserable? Any point in between? 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. Fire up the phones and help us understand. Help us with this little research project because I've got a daughter in her 20s. I want to hear from other 20-somethings.
Your son's 20 this year, right?
Julian will be, holy crap.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Julian's going to be 20 in July. All right, Andrew's screening call. Let me grab Malik.
You know what we should do, though, is if they're happy and they know it, They should clap their hands.
Dude.
Because they're happy.
I'm trying to hold my phone and clap at the same
If
time.
you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
We don't need a song. We don't need a song.
All right.
How about because I'm happy, clap along?
Okay.
You could do that one.
Again.
All right, let's go to phones.
Spiraling out of control.
If you're in your 20s, I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear if you're happy or miserable or any point in between. I want to see what all this Reddit discussion is all about. 800-990-1047 is how you get in. Malik is in Tampa. Malik, you're first up. Good morning.
Hello.
All right, Malik, how old are you?
I'm 27.
All right, Malik, are you happy, miserable? What is your current status?
I wouldn't say I'm miserable, but I'm not too far from it.
Why? What is it? Why? Tell us.
Well, didn't you say yesterday the cost to live a comfortable life was around $90-something thousand?
Oh, that's right. We had a story. Yeah, there was a new survey research out, and nationally, these were large cities, and nationally, a single individual needed in some of the major cities $96,000 a year. One person, one individual to live comfortably, you need to make $96,000 a year. And then for Tampa Bay, it was just a little less. It was like $94,600 a year for a single individual to live comfortably. In Tampa Bay, you need to make $94,600 a year. So go ahead, Malik.
Yeah, that's one of them. You know, I don't know if I'll ever make that kind of money.
Well, it sounds so daunting. It sounds so out of reach when you're starting out in your life. It does. I hear you.
I mean, it's more or less, I guess, the skills I have available to me, which aren't that many at this point.
Hold on, what'd you say?
Skills.
I know that, but what'd you say? You are skilled or not skilled?
No, I don't have too many skills.
Malik, what do you do for a living?
Graffiti abatement.
All right, so you remove graffiti. Is this for a private company or for a municipality?
Municipality.
Gotcha. Well, listen, that's a nice thing you're doing, but you're not going to probably get rich doing graffiti abatement. Did you go to school? Do you thinking about going to trade school or anything? Or
I thought about welding.
Yeah.
Or truck driving, but
you should be a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, okay.
They make all the money.
Yeah.
All right, Malik, thanks for the call. Listen,
I'm not that interested.
Malik, hopefully the MJ Morning Show brings you some enjoyment every day.
All right, thank you.
And,
all right, thanks for not agreeing.
And keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Stop. He doesn't even know what that means.
All right, Malik, have a great day,
Malik,
buddy.
thanks for calling.
All right, Dallas, that opens up a line. So if you're in your 20s, are you happy or are you miserable?
And I think we need to try to make people happy because I don't think the answer is just, goodbye, you're miserable.
Yeah, tell them a joke or something.
Roxanne's chief executive officer of making depressed people happy.
Yeah. Let's try to let's try to help them. Great. Okay, you're miserable. Thanks for calling. Have it. Goodbye.
What do you do? Give them $10?
Reddit says that people in their 20s are miserable. True or false? If you're in your 20s, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. Dallas is in Tampa. Hey, Dallas.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
All right, Dallas, how old are you?
I am 29.
All right, so you've only got a year left in your 20s. What's your status? Are you happy or are you miserable?
I would say I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy in the position I'm in. I got a wife. I got a kid on the way. I have a 5-year-old.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, you got to clap your hands now.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you a question, Froggy. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yeah.
What if you're miserable and you know it? What do you do?
Punch your crotch.
If you're miserable and you know it, punch your crotch. Oh. If you're miserable and you know it, punch your crotch. Is that it? All right. So, Dallas, you're a pretty happy guy.
Yeah.
That is nice to hear. What do you do for a living at 29 years old, Dallas?
I work in a warehouse.
What type of stuff?
Medical supplies.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks
Brag
for
a little more, Dallas.
Thanks for
one of the reasons.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the reasons why that a lot of people are like starting to be more depressed is once that generation transition where everything was more electronic on your phones and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the social aspect of things kind of got lost in like the transition. So like people aren't as social, and we're naturally supposed to be social human beings. Again, the cost of living is increasing to a crazy amount.
That's true.
It's lost in
So,
translation.
like, all these little small factors that kind of just build up, it just snowballs, and that's why, unfortunately, people either get into bad circumstances or even worse, they go 6 feet in the ground.
Okay,
Dallas.
all right, Dallas, thank you, Dallas.
Listen, Dallas, I think you made some very good points, buddy. Thank you. Let me grab Nikki. Nikki's in Riverview. Nikki, how old are you?
Hi, I am 23 years old.
Nikki, thank you for calling the MJ Morning Show. The question is, on Reddit, why are people in their 20s miserable nowadays? Agree or disagree?
I talk for myself. I am very happy. A lot of shitty things happen to me. I mean, it happens to people
one of those
every
things would be
single
not saying that on the radio.
Hold on. Yeah, don't. We can't say the S bomb because
Go with crummy.
Yeah, you could
Go
say
with crappy.
You could say crappy, crummy. All right, go ahead, Nikki.
Bad things happen every day. I
Yep.
mean, people are stressed out of their mind because of the economy. But
Yep.
I think happiness comes within. I mean, I do agree with Dallas, and I think that social media does play a huge part. And I think there's like a stigma where every time you go on there, people, are always complaining about stuff, and it's always bad news. And
Well, we also have stories that are cropping up. In fact, I have one in the pile right now about social media is pushing younger people to go have plastic surgery because the expectations and all the people that are trying to look good on social media and all their videos and, the people using all the filters that you got tons of people in your age range that want to go have plastic surgery to look good on social media,
Yes, definitely. And it comes to the point where you are who you surround yourself with. And recently we've been surrounding ourselves only with social media and those kind of things. So you end up feeding into that, and you think you need a change, and you just don't see how blessed you are to be here every day.
Nikki, you're 23. Do you go to work or go to school?
So I go to both, actually. I'm going to school for nutrition, and then I work retail at a jewelry store. But let me say, everybody I love lives far away from me. I do have a husband, but he's in the military, and he lives in London. My dad was deported when I was 10, so I live with a...
Well, hold on. Where was your dad deported to?
Brazil.
Huh. Oh, my goodness. And, Nikki, listen, you sound like a delightful young 23-year-old woman. Thanks for listening to the show. Hopefully you listen to us every morning.
Man, I go back.
I do.
Yeah, take care. I have to go back to what I said yesterday when we briefly talked about it, and that is when I was in my 20s, because we didn't have social media, I had no idea what was going on in the world. My dad used to be like, Roxanne, it wouldn't hurt you to read the newspaper once in a while. I was like, Dad, I know where the drink specials are on Friday and Saturday nights. I'm good.
He's like, where is it?
Elaney.
Sink or swim.
Elaney, you're in Tampa. Elaney, how old are you?
I am 29. So I'm on the end of my 20s.
You're almost out of your 20s. Elaney, are 20-year-olds, those in their 20s, 20-somethings, are they miserable these days?
I would say probably yes more than no. I'm kind of lying in the middle. I know social media has already been talked about, but comparison is the thief of joy. And I know on my social media, I constantly find myself comparing, like, all these young influencers have all this, I work so hard, why don't I have this? So I think a lot of times I'll just delete social media and try to stay off my phone. And that helps, but I definitely think that is the biggest factor.
So social media depresses you?
Yes.
What about, do you follow me on Instagram by any chance?
Yeah, talk about depression.
I do not. I've been on your Instagram. I did like your daughter's photo when you asked everybody to. But.
Yeah, so my question is, if Chloe, my daughter, is plucking, did you hear about my eyebrows earlier?
No, I did not.
Okay, yeah, so before I did this segment, I told the story that last night Chloe comes down while I'm sitting on the couch with tweezers, and she's like, Dad, I'm going to pluck your eyebrows because they're out of control on MJTV. So I wanted to, would that make you happy or miserable if you saw my daughter plucking my eyebrows?
Okay, that would make me laugh, honestly. That's like wholesome content.
Well, a lady, that's a good reason to give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio.
This is going the wrong way.
This is depressing me.
All right, Elaney, thanks for the call.
Thank you, Elaney.
Every line is jammed with 20-somethings.
Can we get a younger? I mean, all we're getting is 28, 29-year-olds.
I tell you, I wish Nielsen could get their freaking act together.
Who's he?
All right,
Leslie?
Rick. Hold on, Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick. Oh. All right, so Bo is in Tampa. Bo is 25 years old. Hi, Bo. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Bo, are you there? All right, hold on. Let me put Bo. I think he must have flipped over.
Bye,
hey,
Bo.
Monitor Bo. Let me grab Haley in Trinity. Haley, also 25 years old. Is that correct, Haley?
Yes, it is.
Haley, do you agree with this Reddit discussion that 20-somethings are miserable?
Yeah, I would say that I do.
Why?
I mean, a good portion of it is partly that the cost of living is so high that if you're in your 20s, because you're doing entry-level work, you're not able to make enough to live comfortably. But also, if you want to pursue your interests and things of that nature, academia is so out of control. I mean, they want master's degrees for jobs that you're going to be making $20 an hour for and things like that. So you have to go through all this schooling, which is going to cost a bunch of money.
Haley, did you go through an extended education and expensive education period?
I'm still in school. I recently finished my bachelor's, but I am in my master's degree at the moment.
That's awesome. Master's in what?
So I'm doing my master's in both applied behavior analysis and in mental health counseling.
All right, you call me when you get that degree. I need some help.
Fester needs a lot of help. Well, Haley, thanks for calling in, and I hope you find your happiness. And so you're not making. Are you working part-time at all now?
I have 2 jobs currently on top of full-time school. So I work as a behavior therapist and as a pharmacy technician.
All right. So what do you think you make a year? Because we have the story that single people in Tampa need to make $94,000 a year to live comfortably. Are you anywhere near that?
Oh, no. I probably make anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000. The only reason I can afford to live is that I'm really lucky my boyfriend is a pharmacist.
Oh, wow.
You could be in radio.
Yeah, thank you, Haley. Have a great day.
Haley, do you know who Bobby McFerrin is? Listen to his song. It'll make you feel better.
Phones are loaded. We are loaded. Every line is jammed with a 20-something. Bo is back, by the way. Bo in Tampa. Bo, you're 25 as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing fine. 20-somethings, miserable or happy?
Happy, not miserable at all. Honestly, maybe I'm an outlier because I'm pretty optimistic about things, but no, I'm not miserable at all.
What's your secret to happiness?
Weed.
Maybe a little bit of that, but optimism. Honestly, it's really optimism.
Bo, what do you do for a living?
About things. I sell RV and boat parts, but
maybe
you know.
My dad passed away in the end of January, so I've been stabilizing and running his lawn business the past 2 months.
Gotcha.
Good
Bo.
for you, Bo.
Sound like a good guy.
Thanks for listening to us, Bo. Have a great day. John is in Tampa. John's on the low end of the 20s. John, you're 21. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, John, 20-somethings. Are they miserable, yes or no?
I'm somewhere in the middle, I'd say. I'm a little stressed. I'm actually in a work truck right now with a 25 and a 22-year-old as well.
Well, ask them. Is everyone happy or are they miserable?
Well, I'm running this crew. I'm stressed out. The other one has to take an Uber to work every day because he can't get a car right now, and the other one has a sports betting addiction. So,
it's not funny, but
Sorry. Yeah, sorry for laughing.
Who are you, Greg Carton?
What kind of work do you guys do?
My God. What kind of work do you do, John?
we work for a land surveying company.
Gotcha. All right, listen, John, I wish you the best, and I want to thank you all for listening to the MJ Morning Show. Hopefully it's a regular thing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, buddy. All right, Nicholas in Lutz, also 21 years old. Folks, if you're just tuning in, we're responding to a Reddit discussion on Reddit, why people in their 20s are miserable nowadays. Nicholas, go.
Yes, can you hear me, MJ?
Loud and clear, go.
Awesome. So I am as happy as I can be right now. For me, what makes me happy is just spending time with things that I enjoy.
What do you enjoy? What makes you happy?
So in my free time, I've been trying to find a lot of stuff that I can do after work because if work doesn't make me happy, something has to. So I coach a little league baseball team here in Lutz.
Oh, how old are the kids?
The kids are 9 years old and 10 years old.
Awesome.
So I grew up playing baseball. Baseball was my life when I was a kid. And I also I spend time growing with my relationships with my community, such as like church. Church always is a blast.
Nicholas, it sounds like you're happy. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, buddy, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.
All right, Andrew, I got to cut this off in a minute. Don't take any more. Let me grab Nick, Brendan, Stephen, Robert, and then I'm going to finish up with it. But every line is jammed here. Nick is in Parrish. Nick, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 28.
Nick, miserable or happy or somewhere in between?
I'd like to say somewhere in between. I had a few things I got a little lucky with. I would say as of right now, student debt with our age is at an all-time high. Being able to afford a home these days, it's just unheard of at this generation. Dating life is horrible with social media, and people are just coming down with way more health issues these days.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. It's a lot of fees. I mean, do you have student debt?
I do have some student debt. Not horrible, in the 20s.
Yeah, but to be 28 and be saddled with $20-something thousand in debt.
Listen, there are folks that have a whole lot more.
Sure.
Nick, thanks for the call. Brendan in Tampa. Brendan, I'll take Brendan, Stephen, Robert. Brendan, how old are you?
I am 27.
All right. Reddit says people in their 20s are miserable nowadays. Agree or disagree?
Disagree, for sure.
Why?
So my early 20s were definitely not the easiest, but somewhere a few years ago, I developed a work ethic and a motivation to want more for myself and be better, and life's been great. And so I think a lot of people kind of play into the cost of living thing, and then they kind of just clam up and they just accept that. But that's not exactly the case.
Thanks for the call. All right, Stephen in Los Angeles is listening to us. Stephen, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Stephen, are you from here in the Tampa Bay area originally, or you just found us online?
Originally, but yeah, now I listen to you online.
What do you do in L.A.? You like trying to be an actor or something?
Oh, God, no. No, I work on the other side of the film and TV industry.
Okay, what is that?
So I work in the scenic department. So anything that you see on the walls, anything that
Oh, well, so you are in the movie business.
Right, but not an actor. It's different.
That's fantastic. All right, so Stephen, you're 22 in L.A. Are you happy or miserable?
Exceedingly happy.
What's your secret?
Well, financial security helps for sure because, being young and being able to save money, even though LA is expensive, being able to save money, put money into my 401k, and knowing that I have a job is helpful.
All right, Stephen, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you listening.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell your caller Malik he should join a union. Because if he doesn't feel he has a skill set, he should take a trade exam.
Yeah.
Because he will make so much money.
That's good. And you know what? It sounds like you're a happy guy because you're willing to help other people. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for checking in. Boy. And Robert in Lakeland. Robert, how old are you?
I am 20 years old. I'll be 21 a week from today.
All right. So you're just in your 20s. Are you miserable or happy?
Well, I can tell you I'm happy. You want to know why?
Why?
First-time caller.
Look at
All
that.
right. That does it for you.
First-time caller on the MJ Morning Show.
It's a really low barometer.
Yeah. I've been listening to you guys since October of 2022, since I got my license when I was 18 years old.
That's great.
Well, thank you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
It's very appreciated. Thank you, buddy, and call again. Be a second-time caller. All right, last call, and then we got to move on. And if you're just tuning in, you're like, what's going on here? We're just trying to respond to a Reddit post and a whole thread that people in their 20s are miserable. And I don't think we got that from every caller. I think we got a mix. All right, one last call. Doug in Dunedin. Doug, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
God, was that guy's name Robert? Because that guy was a
dumbass, man. Stupid ass call. Hello, this is Doug. Hello?
Yeah, Doug.
Hey, what's up, man? I don't know. I'm like 29, and I'm always pissed off and really sad about stuff.
What can we do to help you, Doug?
What are you sad about, Doug?
It's just my parents are annoying as hell, man. They're just like both. Do you guys know what a midget is? The little people. Both of my parents are little people, and they're always like nagging me, and I just hang on a second. Clean your room, you son of a bitch! Fuck you, stupid man! Dude, I'm gonna swear to God, I'm gonna kill him, man. So I'm really sad about stuff. My name's Doug.
Yeah, is there any coincidence that Froggy is out of the studio right now?
Doug, don't. Doug,
lazy sack of shit. Get in here, get the one.
Froggy, dude, you just said lazy sack of. You can't say the S-bomb. You can't say lazy.
Froggy.
I do what I want. Get out of here and run the line.
He's fighting with his.
I told you, man.
All right, Froggy, get back in here.
Yes. Get in here.
That cursed?
Yeah,
Froggy,
you called yourself a lazy sack of.
What are you?
Oh my God.
Froggy just dropped the. I had to dump it. Froggy said lazy sack of bleep.
What happened?
What happened?
Someone named Doug called and we had to dump him.
First of all, it wasn't even that funny. Second of all, little people of America are pissed.
I had to spice it
And
up.
two, you said you called yourself a bag of bleep.
Oh, no, he was talking to his dad, the midget.
But listen, I think we had a mixed bag. And I'll tell you what else I realized, that we have a ton of listeners in their 20s. Sure as hell wish that the measurement system was accurate.
Yeah, I was surprised how many calls we got with 20-year-olds.
Listen, it's nonstop. We turned
Very
away.
good.
All right, 8:33 at the MJ Morning Show. The bridge collapse in Baltimore. The stories that have come out. Do you know apparently 2 workers survived? 6 workers. I mean, talk about just, you go to work in the middle of the night. It's 1:30 in the morning. You've got a road crew working for, I didn't see whether it was a Maryland Department of Transportation
or a contractor
crew or whether it was a private contractor. But you had 8 guys working on that bridge up in Baltimore early yesterday morning. 8 guys on a road crew fixing potholes on the bridge. Couple of observations. As you see from that live streaming camera, when you see the ship approaching, you can see the lights go on and off on the ship. And as the ship bashes into the bridge support, the concrete bridge support, and the whole bridge collapses, did you see that seconds earlier, a tractor trailer going from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen, a tractor trailer makes it across with like seconds to spare before the bridge collapses. I got to believe that tractor trailer driver knows who he is and has potentially seen the video and like, oh my God. I mean, you want to talk about counting your blessings.
Yeah, but you see some cars go in the water. This is not an issue with this.
But wait a sec.
They're showing it over and over.
Well, that's another thing. You have like the mayor and the governor. They're like asking the TV channels, the news networks, stop showing the bridge collapse.
I mean, people dying.
But listen to this. The only vehicles that went into the water apparently were the construction vehicles. And if you look at the surveillance video on the right side of the screen, you'll see flashing orange lights. Those are the construction trucks.
So traffic was going slower?
No. They police were able to stop cars from going over the bridge. So you have hero police officers that only had like a minute's notice. Luckily there were cops there on both sides of the bridge.
So they saw the ship?
No, the ship made a mayday call. The ship got a hold of some dispatcher, and they were able to quickly. I mean, it is miraculous they were able to do this within like a minute or two, and police were able to block cars on both ends of the bridge to stop the traffic. You do see the cars that were obviously on the bridge; they made it across. No motorists apparently went into the water with the bridge collapse because the cops had stopped the traffic on both sides, and all the cars that were already on, they got across. The vehicles that plunged into the water were the construction crew filling the potholes. 6 of those individuals died. 2 survived. One with serious injuries survived but taken to the hospital. And there was one guy that apparently, I want to hear this guy's story. One of the construction workers was uninjured and apparently fell down with the bridge into the water and was unhurt and actually refused treatment and just said, I want to go home to my family.
Oh, my gosh.
He fell off the bridge?
Yes.
You would think all that pressure would suck him down.
As far as we know. Listen, there was some of the early reports yesterday. Like when we first came on the air, there were reports that the ship was sinking.
Right.
Those were some, and the ship did not sink. What was happening, the bridge smashed onto the bow, and it knocked some containers into the water. You can see the steel containers are like smashed. Part of the bridge has crushed part of the bow. So some of the early reports were that the ship was sinking yesterday, and it did not. But, man, there are some crazy additional elements that we have to discuss here, including I've got to play a few audio bites. So regarding the vehicles crossing the bridge, let me play this for you. The ship's operator was a pilot. And we talked about this yesterday. Remember, I said, where the hell were the pilots?
They were on the boat.
They were. So a pilot, a local Baltimore pilot, and folks, when it comes to shipping, it happens right here in Tampa Bay. Getting through and under the Skyway, getting up into the port of Tampa, there are local pilots that board these ships. Same thing with cruise ships. Cruise ships, when they dock in various ports, whether it's Port Canaveral, whether it's Port of Miami, wherever, New York, Tampa Bay, local pilots that are experts in the navigation of the waters in their geographical location, they get on these tugs, they get along on the side of the ships. The ships either have a door that they can climb into, like the cruise ships. Some of the freighters, they have to lower a ladder, and the pilots have to climb the ladder up onto the ship, into the bridge, and they navigate the ship. So a local pilot was on that Baltimore ship. It was a Singapore-flagged ship headed to... Was it headed to Sri Lanka? Yeah, headed to Sri Lanka. But a local Baltimore pilot was taking the ship out of the port through the bridge, and then they exit the ship, they get onto a tug, a boat, and then they go back to their pilot's building. But what happened was the ship lost power, and we'll get into the conspiracies in just a second. The ship lost propulsion, and they lost control of the ship. So can you imagine you get an experienced pilot, a local guy, and the ship loses power, and there's nothing you can do, and you smash into the bridge, you collapse a major interstate artery? They're talking about the port being closed for months, and we'll get into that here in a second. I want you to listen to the audio here, and this is just unbelievably dramatic. And this is a dispatcher. This is a dispatcher who is got the Mayday call from the ship. And this is the dispatcher putting the word out. And I had this audio is this is the Maryland Transportation Authority on the phone with police. Listen to this.
I need one of you guys on the south side, one of you guys on the north side, hold all traffic on the Key Bridge. There's a ship approaching that just lost their steering. So until you get that under control, we got to stop all traffic. Just make sure no one's on the bridge right now.
C-13 dispatch, the whole bridge just fell down. Start, whoever, everybody. The whole bridge just collapsed.
So that is Maryland Transportation Authority on phone with police. I mean, does that not give you a chill? I mean, a chill goes down your spine when you hear this.
I need one of you guys on the south side, one of you guys on the north side, hold all traffic on the Key Bridge. There's a ship approaching that just lost their steering. So until you get that under control, we got to stop all traffic. Just make sure no one's on the bridge right now.
313 dispatch, the whole bridge just fell down. Start, everybody. The whole bridge just collapsed.
So those were recorded minutes apart.
Yeah.
That's not back to back. That's the Maryland transportation person giving the police advance notice.
Right.
And then that's after it fell.
Right. Yeah. Then they're talking about stopping the traffic. Then you had two cops on either side of the bridge that were able to immediately spring into action and block further cars from going over. That's why apparently no innocent motorists fell in.
Oh, my goodness.
All the cars cleared that were already on, and the only vehicles that fell in were the construction vehicles that you can see on the video on the right side of the screen. You can see the flashing yellow lights from the construction crew filling potholes. So here are some 911 calls.
I'm on 695, headed towards Bering Highway, here with the police. They're reporting that the middle section of the bridge collapsed into the water, and there are unknown amounts of people and or vehicles in the water. The entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge is in the harbor.
Be advised, the entire Key Bridge has now collapsed into the water. The entire Key Bridge has now collapsed into the water. Proceed with caution. It's 152.
Man, that is unbelievable. Andrew, what'd you say?
I have some other sound bites.
All right, which ones am I hitting? What do you want me to play?
Okay, the bridge collapse data recovered from the ship.
All right, where is that on my screen?
No, I just got these.
Okay, you want to play them from in there?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, Andrew has some new audio. So, again, what is this audio? This is brand new, not on my sound screen. What
This is Jennifer Homendy about the data recovered from the ship.
Okay,
Where's she from?
She is... I'll read that as NTSB chair.
Yeah, okay. I was going to guess. So the National Transportation Safety. I roll that audio. Let me hear that.
We do have a download from the Voyage data recorder that we've sent back to our lab to evaluate the data and begin to construct a timeline of events, which we hope to have later today.
Is that it? Any more?
Yes, I've got another clip here.
What is this one?
Boarding the vessel later today.
All right, NTSB is going to go on.
The vessel at some point.
All right, go ahead.
Point today to begin to look at the devastation, really, and then look through the vessel itself.
Here's a nearby resident. So this guy lives right near the bridge on one of the shores, and listen to what he said.
I live in a community called Stony Beach, which is the first community going south from the bridge. And we were awakened with what appeared to be an earthquake and a long rolling sound of thunder. Wow. So we woke up and literally we can look right out of our bedroom window and see the Key Bridge. But I couldn't see anything because of the darkness. And a little bit later, got up again to check and I saw some emergency lights in the area and I decided to drive up because I'm the old dog chasing the fire truck. And I came up here, and what was in progress was a multi-jurisdictional response to a disaster, basically.
Thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah, right.
He said his house shook. You hear that? All right, now, this is the Baltimore mayor. His name is Brandon Scott, and he's asking media to stop showing the video of the collapse. Which I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm going to be the first to ask that CNN and everyone else stop showing the video. No one needs to see a possibility of their family member being severely injured or otherwise over and over and over again because it's just traumatizing our community.
Wow.
You know what's crazy is I've almost become desensitized to it because you see it over and over. It's just shocking. But then when you hear what we just played, that's what just makes it feel so real and scary. But obviously, those people are traumatized. Anyone in that area and around the world.
I just find it miraculous that the dispatch was able to get to the cops to stop traffic on both sides a minute after they were told they were able to block the traffic and prevent other cars from getting on the bridge and plummeting into the water. That is truly miraculous. Then we have the conspiracy theories. We'll get to that here in a second.
Yeah, I want to hear some of that.
Yeah, but this is also, you got to hear this. This guy is I guess a safety expert. This guy is Bill Stanton. Bill Stanton, he's on Andrew, what was he on? Was he which network was this Bill Stanton on? Was he on like CNN or something?
Was he speaking on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're talking to, on CNN, they're talking to a security and a safety expert, and they're asking him, what do you do in a situation like this? You got to hear one of the things that this guy says. He wrote a book called Prepared, Not Scared. And you got to hear what this guy said.
Well, we live in a society now when anytime there's an emergency, what's the first thing people do? They take out their cell phone and they want to film it. No. Go through these dress rehearsals in your mind. I call them fire drills for life. Do these what-if scenarios. Not only, listen, we have so many things that come up, active shooters, plane emergencies. This is another one to add to the list.
What he's saying is, if your car plummets into the water, that people these days with social media will want to take out their cell phone and record video instead of trying to get out of the car. That's what the guy's saying.
Well, we live in a society now when anytime there's an emergency, what's the first thing people do? They take out their cell phone and they want to film it. No.
I don't know if I necessarily disagree with the guy.
Well, come on. You're on a
does he really mean that if you're sinking in the bay that
That's
you
what
shouldn't?
Yes. The first thing he's like, if you're on a bridge, it collapses, do not get out your phone and record it. Get out of your car.
Sounds pretty smart.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of guys who've been shot and they're like, I just been shot. And they're on Instagram like the first before they even call the hospital.
Yeah, I saw a guy recently who was attacked by a bear or a mountain
Oh,
lion
yeah,
or
with
something.
the hat?
And he's walking like, hey.
He's like, I don't know if my head's still here.
Is it bad? I can't see. A mountain lion just ripped out half my brain.
In his ears, like,
yeah.
Let me roll video instead of going to get help.
That's a great video.
Yeah. But the expert is saying, get out of the vehicle. One of the other points that he made was, have a glass break device. And a lot of times, people get trapped in cars and they can't get out. They can't open the door because of the water or they can't get the windows down. That's why in my car, in the center console of our cars, we always have the glass break hammer. And then one end has the seatbelt cutter. So you can cut the seatbelt, and it has the sharp little point hammer where you can smash the window to get out.
Oh, I need one of those.
Yeah, you should have one of those. Everyone should have one of those. You
I
can
just have a brick.
You just need the hammer, the little glass break tool. There's also the one where you can just punch it, and it's kind of like a spring-loaded, like a punch, and it'll punch your glass out so you can get out. But this guy's saying, get out of the vehicle. Don't record yourself. Now, all right, before we wrap up this hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ, I just want to go through a couple of things here. So the security expert says, do not. Bill Stanton, former NYPD officer, don't video yourself if you're trapped in a vehicle. Then we have the conspiracy theorists.
Yeah,
it's
some crazy conspiracies.
Oh, my, you got to hear some of this stuff.
Well, did you see the one, MJ, where they have the footage sped up? And it's like, look, you can tell they took a deliberate turn into the bridge, into the structure. But no, it's like that's the power went out. That's been established.
The propulsion was lost, and that's why the ship started to go to the right. But you realize that if the ship, even losing power, it could have safely gone under the bridge, but
just as easily.
Yeah, it veered and hit the tower and took the whole damn bridge down. But you got to hear some of this stuff. Within, minutes or hours of this tragedy yesterday, the conspiracy machine starts flying, and these are some of the things that are out there. We know that federal and local law enforcement, they're saying no foul play, but you have people on social media like X, formerly Twitter, saying that the incident looked deliberate, was deliberate, may have been orchestrated by terrorists or shadowy foreign agents. Listen to this. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the representative from northwestern Georgia, I'm sorry, she's a nut job. Marjorie Taylor Greene on X posted this. There should be a serious investigation into the horrifying tragedy of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Maryland. Is this an intentional attack or an accident?
She's just posing a question very early in the investigation.
We don't need that.
She's not saying it is, but I understand
then
that.
Some were suggesting that Israel directed the freighter to strike the bridge as retaliation for the U.S. allowing the United Nations to adopt a resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. No. Come on.
What flag was that boat under?
Singapore. So other accounts on social media say the shipping company must have adopted a diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know, the whole DEI thing.
Oh, so the captain wasn't trained?
And they lowered the standards with a less qualified staff. No, it was a local pilot. The ship lost power and couldn't steer. Alex Jones. The nut job, Alex Jones, who nobody should pay attention to this guy.
He denied the bridge even fell down?
Well, Alex Jones...
It was a mirage.
Listen, Alex Jones, he traumatized the parents of Sandy Hook by saying that it was a false flag, it was fake, that no one died, they were all actors, no kids died. 26 people, 20 kids and 6 adults died at Sandy Hook, and you had Alex Jones...
It's not true.
Saying it's not true, it's a conspiracy, they're actors, it's a fake government hoax.
Yeah, he's a bad person.
So Alex Jones said a cyber attack is probable.
Definitely a cyber attack.
And then he said World War III has already started. This was a cyber attack.
How's that guy still making comments? I thought he was like owed $1 billion or something.
Well, he has a ton of judgments against him. And then also he was thrown off of Twitter for almost 5 years. Why the hell's he back? No, Alex Jones, you're a menace. And a cyber attack is not probable. I mean, come on.
This boat had an electrical issue, and there was apparently ample warning by trained professionals. As big a tragedy as this is, everything kind of worked as it should have, right?
Andrew Tate, a social media personality who's facing, facing rape and human trafficking charges in Romania. He says, yep, cyber attack. Lights go off, deliberately steers toward the bridge supports. Foreign agents of the USA attack digital infrastructures. Nothing is safe. Black Swan event. I mean, stop it.
Bohemian Grove.
Tell him just to watch out where he orders his pizza.
What do you mean by that?
You don't know how he got busted?
Ordering pizza?
Yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
He made a video like taunting one of his agitators, and they've been looking for him. He's like, oh, you'll never find me. And he sits there eating a slice of pizza, and he opens up the pizza box, and it says the name of the pizzeria on it, and the police knew where he was.
What
Little
an idiot.
Caesars? It was.
Yeah. Anyway,
Romania.
the conspiracy theories here are ridiculous. The boat had a propulsion issue last summer. They had a problem last summer with the same ship last summer where it lost power. That's what happened here.
So this ship is a jalopy, essentially?
You know, the ship was built in 2015. It's like a brand new ship, essentially.
It has 50 more years of service.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I wonder what the thing was hauling. Like, who's shipments coming in late?
Dude,
a lot of shipments will be in late now.
Thousands of containers on that ship. And then you look at the port of Baltimore and the amount of cars. I believe I read they handled the most imported cars coming off of freighters from overseas.
Really?
The most cars on the East Coast go through Baltimore. That port's going to be closed for potentially months. The food, the fuel, most of the U.S. coal exports leave from that port going overseas. So, I mean, this is just a massive, massive problem.
They can't just switch where they drop the coal off at, right? The whole infrastructure's there.
Yeah. 140,000 jobs are connected to that port with $80 billion a year in commerce going through there. And I think I saw like 15,000 direct port jobs and 140,000 jobs tied to that port overall. All right, 8:55 at the MJ Morning Show. Running a little late here, but you can see just crazy stuff in the aftermath of the disaster up in Baltimore. And our thoughts go out to the families that lost the 6 construction workers just working on the bridge. Just terrible. 8:55 at the MJ Morning Show. Speaking of cars, It's the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105. Running a little late because we went really long in the last segment with the bridge stuff. Just a whole pile of stuff. Do you know how much food also comes into the Port of Baltimore? So this could affect, food in this country. Some things might be in short supply until they can get that port open. And the Port of Baltimore handles the most automobiles in the country. It's the busiest port for imported cars that are coming in off of those roll-on, roll-off car carriers that, come from, Japan.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah. Germany, all over the place. Absolutely. Now, if you purchased a Mega Millions ticket here in Florida, you did not win. Or you didn't win the $1.1 billion jackpot. Yeah, it was announced early this morning. One freaking ticket sold in Jersey. One ticket won the $1.1 billion Mega Millions jackpot. They have not yet announced where in Jersey. I think the latest was later this morning, Jersey. Hey, Andrew, it's what? It's 9:07 now. See if maybe they've announced it. But they're supposed to announce where in New Jersey the ticket was sold. So you did not win the jackpot if you're here in Florida and you purchased the ticket here. However, there were, what was it, Fester? 2 tickets?
Yes.
Win $1 million. What, they matched, 5 of the numbers?
Yeah, they didn't hit them. They hit the numbers, but they didn't hit
the Mega Ball.
Mega Ball.
Yeah. So 2 $1 million tickets sold here in Florida. And where were those sold?
One was sold in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
And the other one in Crawfordville, Florida.
Where the hell is?
It's in Wakulla County.
Wachula.
Wachula.
No,
Not Wachula.
No, not Wachula. We have Wachula right here in the Tampa Bay area, or a little south. You got. And don't confuse Waimama with Wachula.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah, Wachula. What is that? Hardee County? Where's Wachula?
I believe it is Hardee.
Is that
County.
Hardee?
I don't
County?
think it's a Hardee.
Nah, a lot of the locals I know in Hardee County, they say Hardee.
So
I'm in Hardee County.
Well,
Yeah.
Crawfordville is due south of Tallahassee.
See, is that along 319 by any chance?
It is.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the map. That's why I have no idea. All right, so that's Wachula. Is that it?
Sure. Wakulla County.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The town of Crawfordville, and then the other one in Jacksonville.
Gotcha.
So nobody around here won.
1.13 billion. That would be the 5th largest in Mega Millions history.
By the town.
And no, that's up in Jersey. Huh?
This is my town now, New Jersey.
Call this New Mike.
It's called New Jersey. Yeah.
And then, of course, you still have the Powerball, which you'll have a Powerball drawing tonight. And that's what, about $865 million? That's going to be knocking on $1 billion pretty soon. Probably, 2 more drawings without a winner. That thing will be at $1 billion. So, just, listen, the folks that dream, the odds are just so astronomically against you. But listen, somebody did win, and somebody does actually win.
So they say.
No, are you going to drum up some conspiracy on that?
Just saying, some of these people never show up.
I laughed at this. I saw a story last night. The headline, the Robb Report. Have you ever heard of the Robb Report? ROBB?
No.
The Robb Report, it's like luxury goods.
Yeah.
They'll report on the latest Rolls Royce and Bentley, and it's more like it's an upper income luxury and higher end magazine.
So I'm looking at a site. It says cars, yachts, aviation,
watches style. Now, I do not subscribe to the Robb Report, but for whatever reason, I saw this story. I saw the link online. Whatever I was doing, this popped up, and might have been on Fark or something. And the headline's like, all right, let me read this. The headline grabbed my attention. More realistic than ever. Toupees are the luxury world's newest flex.
Oh my gosh, I saw this story. I didn't know it was part of the Robb Report, but I saw this, and it's a head scratcher because they say they're back in style.
Yeah, But
the reason is because they're so real looking. But if they're so real looking, how do you know someone has a toupee?
Apparently, toupee technology has really just gone through the roof.
Yes.
Well, think about Maury's wig. That thing came right off when he got choked.
Hang on, did you say Maury's wigs?
Yeah.
Don't buy wigs that come off at the wrong time. Maury's wigs don't come off, even underwater. And remember, Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Don't forget about money. You can afford a Maury wig, price to fit every budget. So call me now and come in for a personalized fitting.
And the best part is when he gets choked, it falls off immediately. That's the greatest joke in the movie.
When he gets choked in the front seat of the car?
No. When he grabs him in the place with the immediately when he's in the store.
Oh, in the store.
They look at the commercial. Right. It stays in a hurricane. And right when he gets choked, it falls off.
So
it's an amazing joke.
So the toupee will stay on when they're blowing fans at him. But when he gets choked by Robert De Niro or whoever it was,
right off.
The toupee falls right off his head. Anyway, when I saw this toupee story, I'm like, man, I got to get the Maury's wig clip from Goodfellas.
The first thing I thought of.
So you have to go to the Rob Report website in your free time, MJ.
Yeah.
They have the audio awards for 2024. Their top speakers are only $50,000 a pair.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The best floor standing loudspeakers.
$50,000?
Yeah, you can buy two of them for.
Oh my God, for $100,000? $50,000 a piece or for the pair?
$50,000 for the pair.
Oh, for the pair.
So If you want just one, but who wants?
We ought to get those for this. Let's just order them for the studio here, for the new studio.
Dude, they'll never know.
Yes, they will. They given me a carpet budget of $38. All right, so listen to this. From the Rob Report, more realistic than ever, toupees are leading the luxury world, right? While losing a battle with genes and nature atop his head, Long Island's Rene Galarza came across the Instagram account of a barber offering very realistic hairpieces. To find such a service closer to home, he did some Googling and found Dina Kales, who owns a business in New York City called Top Shop.
That's a great name.
She told him producing the same results that he'd seen on social media wouldn't be easy or cheap. But after his first appointment, Galarza said he fell in love with the way he looked. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. The 43-year-old told the Rob Report, I'm able to style my hair like naturally. You get a different level of confidence about yourself. Galarza is one of a growing number of men his age and considerably younger having toupees installed. Thanks to next-gen versions, they're slimmer, easier to wear, and way more realistic than anything your grandfather might have considered. What if that comedy club guy knows about this? All right, they even have that's funny, isn't it? Comedy? Stand up. All right, they even have a new street name. Gen Z guys and their willing barbers are calling hair systems or hair additions as the new term. Hair systems or hair additions.
Sure, and women, they call them hair extensions.
And they look very good. Back in the day, you'd hear the word toupee, and it was like, oh, no. Celebrity stylist Mark Bustos, who's cut the hair of stylish famous men, including Jeff Gordon. Who?
He's
Jeff
a
Gordon.
race car
Like the
driver.
race car guy?
Yeah.
I guess.
And Philip Lim? Who's Philip Lim?
Oh, you don't know who Philip Lim
Who
is?
the hell's Philip Lim?
He's big into tree
Oh,
business.
get out of here. The stigma is not as strong anymore. Fortunately, men are starting to take a lot more care of themselves. Anyway, there's a whole deal. I had no idea that, like, toupees, some of the toupee technologies available are tremendously good. Wow. You know, if Maury had not gotten choked out by Joe Pesci, was it Pesci that choked out?
No, it's De Niro's watching the commercial and then he loses his
No.
mind.
When Maury finally bit the dust, he was in the front seat, and they
Joe Pesci stabs him in the neck. Doesn't
yes,
he?
right.
They choke him
It was
first.
Pesci.
Choke him, pull him back, and stab him.
But Pesci jabbed like an ice pick in the base of his skull.
Thought the prick would never shut up.
All right, so Philip Lim is a designer.
I have no idea who.
Oh, he's not in the tree business?
Apparently, I was wrong. I take it back. I retract it.
Yeah, Fester went out on a limb on that one.
Nice, dude. Nice.
All right, let me move along. So listen, everything you wanted to know about modern day toupees. Apparently, there's some great ones out there. It says they're very expensive. So, like one of these new hair system toupees. I mean, what do they cost? Like 10 grand, 20 grand? I mean, how much do these things cost?
You know who looks good these days is Star Trek. What's his name? William Shatner's head. He has a pretty good toupee these days, considering he's like 87.
Well, no, he's like 93, dude.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He is 93 years old.
He is. He's 93.
He looks great.
He does.
Born in 1931.
Whoa.
Absolutely
I'm a 30s
does.
baby.
All right, let me lightning round a couple of things. Oh, this sucks. Can you imagine? Your fiance puts your wedding dress on the roof of the car and then drives off.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
He's in trouble before they're even married.
$2,000 wedding dress and the groom and the gloom and the doom. She is throwing him out of the room. And it's like a Dr. Seuss segment here.
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
like it.
He placed his fiance, bride-to-be, wife-to-be's dress on the roof of the car and then drove off.
It's a bad move.
Yet to be found. $2,000 dress.
Sounds like a David's bridal dress.
That sucks. That is awful. Put it on the roof. Guess was picking it up from the bridal store and then put it on the roof of the SUV and drove off. $2,000. And they can't find it. They have no idea what the damn thing is. That's awful. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Uptown Tampa?
You know what? I didn't know what that was. I had to Google it.
What is? I have no idea where this is, and I had to do the same.
I never heard of Midtown before they built that development south of the interstate.
But
on Delmay Bridge.
they've named it. Didn't exist.
Yeah.
It was never really Midtown. They named it Midtown.
When?
Like when they built the new complex at 275 in Dale Mabry, and they jammed an REI, a Whole Foods, and Colony Pizza, the Colony Grill in there.
So if there's a downtown, which we know where downtown is, now there's Midtown, and then there's
Lowtown?
South Tampa is Uptown, like
Side Town.
Dale Mabry and Waters.
Well, here's the deal. There's a new study out, and it ranks the best places to live in the United States in 2024, and there are a number of local spots. So listen, this is major. This is really interesting. 3 neighborhoods in Tampa are on the national list of best places to live, according to this study from Niche. Number 1 in the country is Colonial Village, which is a neighborhood in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of D.C.
Sounds lovely.
Number 2 is Carmel, Indiana. I've been there. It's just outside of Minneapolis. I picked
Carmel, Indiana?
Yeah, Carmel, C-A-R-M-E-L.
I thought it was in California.
Yeah, I've been to the one in California.
There's I have
outside
2.
of Indianapolis.
Yeah, so there's a Carmel, Indiana. It's just outside of Indianapolis. I've been there. I picked up an old Zenith radio in Carmel.
They make good caramel there.
I was with Michelle on a road trip, and I picked up a hard-to-find old Zenith radio that I wanted for years, and we had to go down to this guy's basement. Michelle thought we were never coming out. She thought that like it was Buffalo Bill's basement.
I was looking for a radio.
Yes.
Radio here.
Can you help me put this radio into the van? So,
what size are you? A 2?
Number 3, listen, is Chesterbrook, which is a suburb of Philadelphia.
That certainly sounds lovely.
Number 4 is Uptown, neighborhood in Tampa, Florida.
No, I mean, Uptown Funk gonna bring it to you. I mean, I've never heard of it.
Uptown Funk you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Uptown Funk you up.
Yeah,
Uptown Funk you up.
I didn't know we had an Uptown here.
Where is it?
I had no clue.
Okay, if I describe where it is to you, you're going to say that's either like University Square Mall area, or you're going to say even Temple Terrace-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
What? Bush Boulevard?
Number 4 on the list of best neighborhoods in America
is Fletcher Avenue.
Is Uptown
by USF?
Listen,
I don't stop my car on Fletcher Avenue.
Listen, Uptown.
Are you crazy?
Let me read the description.
Wait till you hear the other places.
Where the hell is Suitcase City then?
Uptown is a neighborhood consisting of 5.4 square miles adjacent to the Tampa campus of the University of South Florida. The neighborhood is anchored by University Square Mall.
That's half torn down.
With East Fowler Avenue and East Fletcher Avenue serving as significant thoroughfares throughout the community.
Oh, my God.
Who put this on a list of the fourth best neighborhood in the USA to live. I don't understand that.
Uptown Tampa is the fourth worst neighborhood in the city of Tampa.
This is funked up.
That's what I was saying. I was going to say uptown. This is effed up. F-town, effed up.
Uptown Tampa is the University Mall area where they had the discount Dillards up until a year and a half ago.
Hey, during that riot,
that was the area.
They burned down that sporting goods store
on Fowler Avenue.
Yes, exactly.
It's not like there's nothing good. Like it's not like a walkable area. It's not like a aesthetically appealing with neighborhoods and stuff. Like I don't understand how it got on the list.
Hang on, Andrew.
That can't be it.
Andrew,
Scott Todd's.
Listen to me. Hey, guys, quiet for a second. Andrew, our producer, is shaking his head. Yes, Andrew.
Niche doesn't call Uptown that area. They're calling Uptown a section of downtown.
It's not. Uptown is a neighborhood
That's
around
what we call it. Niche doesn't know the Bay Area.
So are you saying Uptown is like where Armature Works is, north of downtown?
Yes.
What?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but if
you blew it.
But
no.
I didn't blow it. If you, the Uptown area is known as around the University Square Mall.
So you type
That's
in
what they're redeveloping.
So Uptown, it's like whatever reason this niche has decided to name just north of downtown, or really just adjacent to downtown. They're calling Uptown
a section of downtown,
No.
north of Kennedy, south of 275.
Well, let me tell you how bad they screwed up, Andrew, because listen to this. I'm reading a story. This came out 2022. You're not alone if you don't recognize the name Uptown Tampa. It's a name for 20 square miles of land, University Mall, which you just said, MJ,
Yes.
Fletcher Avenue, and parts of Temple Terrace.
Right.
That is what Uptown Tampa is.
Exactly. So the niche, they get it wrong. Then
they mean north downtown.
Yes.
Exactly. All right. Now, there are two other Tampa Bay area places that are on the list. Number 6, nationwide, best neighborhoods, is Hyde Park. And then Spanish Town Creek. I've never heard of it. Where is Spanish Town Creek?
It's a lovely area. Yes.
I know Hyde Park, but where in Tampa near Hyde Park is Spanish Town Creek? I never heard that referred to.
It's almost like they looked for a house on Zillow and then, like, who wrote this?
I've lived here for 30 years. I've never heard anything near Hyde Park called Spanish Town Creek.
It's a stream that emptied into Hillsborough Bay, into a part of Tampa Bay, about a half a mile west of the Hillsborough River.
See,
I've never heard that term ever.
This study knows nothing about our town.
Nothing.
Let's
kill them.
You know nothing.
Then number 9, best neighborhoods in America is Harbor Island.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember driving through Harbor Island saying, I can't wait to get off this island.
I remember being trapped on it for Gasparilla. How do I get out of here?
But how the hell do I get out of here?
It was good magnet fishing over
It
here.
is 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show. Quick break. We will give away Styx, Foreigner, and John Waite tickets in the next segment. Minutes away. I'll tell you, we'll do it the minute we get back. The minute we get back live, I'll give away the concert tickets. So stand by. I'll tell you when to call in. And we got a lot of stuff to deal with in the final segment, including, you see the Mike Tyson edible?
Mike bites?
Hey, and then, Fester, see if you can get JD, the Titanic guy, on. Oh, see if he's available. There's a Titanic prop being sold. He's got to get this.
I got to get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It already,
is this too soon?
It already sold.
Oh, did it?
Oh, it already. Yeah, it already. All right, hang on. We'll explain it all next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you have a garage. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. As I promised you straight away, the minute we get back, the free concert tickets. Don't get excited. This is just the rejoiner, not the full song. But I do love this song. Let's go with caller number 25, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you call it 25, you'll win tickets to see Styx with Foreigner and special guest John Waite. Boom, 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 missing you. John Waite, missing you. Missing you. Styx, Foreigner, John Waite. It'll be Saturday, July 20th at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. Caller 25 right now, 800-990-1047. Good luck. Mike Tyson, man, still trying to make a buck on that whole ear thing. What was it, Evander Holyfield's ear?
He's making a lot of bucks off his ear bites or whatever.
So he's had the ear-shaped gummies for a minute.
Oh, my. He needs to bite the ear off of that Jake Paul guy.
Yeah, Jake Paul's already taunting him with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was holding a piece of a fake ear, and he acted like he actually bit off his training.
But wait a sec. Hang on. Yeah. There were reports, and I don't know if they've been, I thought some of this has been denied, but the whole Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, is it Jake? Which Paul?
Jake Paul, the boxer.
All right, so, but I thought the other one's a boxer too.
He's a boxer and a wrestler.
Logan.
So Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
Yes.
Jake Paul's the bigger of the two.
All right, so is it July it's going to happen? There's a fight coming up with Mike Tyson and
Jake
Paul, but there was a report a couple of weeks ago, and it's going to be on Netflix, right?
Yes, sir.
But if I'm a Netflix subscriber,
should be a free event.
I get it, right?
Yes,
yeah, I've never seen Netflix charge you extra for
all right. So I guess I'm you know what? It's going to be such a sideshow. I probably will watch it.
Yeah.
But there were complaints, and there were people saying, what the heck do I want to watch this for? Because there were some early reports that they were both going to wear headgear, as well as having giant, oversized, fluffy boxing gloves.
Like big 18-inch gloves?
No, 18-ounce gloves.
18-ounce gloves.
But
that has been denied, right?
Yes. Yeah, so that has been walked back, right?
Oh, God.
So what are they saying now, Fester?
They will not be. Tyson came out as soon as these reports broke. Tyson's like, listen, I'm not going to be wearing headgear. And we're going to be wearing regular gloves.
That's good.
Tyson also went on to say, I'm here to end Jake Paul's career.
I'm going to stop on his
I'm going to kick him in the nuts.
Well, here's the latest on Mike Tyson.
Yeah, tell me what's going on.
He's now selling edibles shaped like Evander Holyfield's ear that he bit off.
That's been happening for a while.
I've been doing this for a while.
Mike Tyson is selling edibles shaped like a chewed ear.
Yes.
Mike bites.
Local, yes.
Yes.
Hold on, but wait.
That's an old story.
Mike,
these have been out for what, 3 years already?
At least, dude. I'm wearing I'm reading a fresh story. Local weed shop. This is in New York. New York weed shops are stocking their shelves with Mike Tyson branded edibles shaped like an ear with a bite mark.
Yeah.
And they're Mike bites.
Yeah.
These have been out for a long time.
Right. So
Right, Mike?
why the hell does the New York Post have a story on this yesterday then?
They're in our local dispensaries, Mike.
Because it's more timely now that I'm
All right,
fighting
Fester,
Jake
I'm gonna brain you.
What are you talking about? That's good.
You're gonna hit me in the brain. I'm gonna bite your ear off.
You know what? Mike Tyson might kill this guy.
I'm on Prozac to keep me from killing
Killing
you.
y'all.
You remember that? Remember that?
Yeah.
Smash and stomp his
I'm on the-
testicles.
I'm
Did
on
he
the
say that?
Prozac.
Keep me from killing you.
Was it Prozac or was it
Zoloft?
I'm on the
Zoloft. Yeah.
Keep me from killing
Hey,
y'all.
see if you can find that on. See if you can find that on YouTube. Yeah, Mike Tyson was doing a presser. This is like, what, 15, 18 years ago? It's a while ago.
Oh,
maybe 20 years ago. And Mike Tyson was doing a presser, and all of the reporters were asking him questions. And then he said something like, and I'm on Zoloft to keep me from killing you.
Killing you all.
Oh, man. See if you can find that. You got to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and then type in Mike Tyson Zoloft.
Hurry up, Mike.
Why are you not going to YouTube? It's like you're having a stroke over there.
Well, Mike is, he's been hitting the head a couple of times.
Thank you, Roxanne. She's the only person on my side.
I thought that the Mike Tyson edible ears were new, and you're telling me they've been out for 3 years?
You did this story a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Listen, I do so much. I remember like 99.2%.
Dude, you got to get your brain checked, right, Mike?
Of
You may have some of that brain stuff. What's it called?
Aneurysms.
CTE.
Mike, do you have a doctor you can recommend?
Yes.
Mike, what does CTE stand for?
It's short for KT.
KT? KT?
Yeah.
It's short for, I don't know, get shorter than KT?
Mike, that would be chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Mike.
Would be CTE.
Stupid.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Have you been able to find the Zoloft audio bite or no?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I got it on the hard drive somewhere. A couple of things. First of all, thanks for coming by, Mike Tyson.
Mike.
Goodbye. I've had enough of that.
Hey.
Guess how many e-scooters were fished out of the Hillsborough River this time around?
Oh,
what was it last time?
I think it was like 64 or something.
Okay, so I'm going to say higher than 64.
I don't know. But guess how many were just fished out?
84?
No, it's actually lower. Oh, you know what? We could have played the Price is Right mountain climber game. And you said what?
84.
Oh, so sorry. We'll have more pricing games coming up next on The Price is Right, plus the Showcase Showdown. Yeah, nope. Only 34 e-scooters were fished out of the Hillsborough River.
Wow. That's a lot. I saw the video of them pulling these out.
Oh, I'm sorry. 32. Not 34, 32.
I saw the video. They are all covered in barnacles. They have been there a long, long time.
The third annual Hillsborough River cleanup, where people just take these e-scooters and chuck them into the Hillsborough River.
Those things are dumb anyway. I mean, I saw a fat guy, or like a really fat guy, biff on one in Houston when I was walking to the convention center. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. So an overweight guy hurts himself.
I don't know if you heard
falls off the scooter, and you think that's funny?
Well, I giggled to myself a little bit.
Yeah, there was a story that I didn't get to, but you know what? Let me see if you laugh at this.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see if you laugh at this story. Elevator comes to the floor, door opens up, grandma falls down the shaft. What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I
wrong
didn't
with
think. I was going to try not to laugh.
Happened in New Jersey in an apartment building. Woman in her 70s opened the door to the elevator in her Jersey apartment building, stepped inside, plunged down the shaft because the how does that happen?
Oh no!
How do you think the elevator's there and the door opens, and that's like a horror movie thing? You need the elevator car to open up the door. I don't understand how that happens. And then she falls down?
Yeah, there's a couple of failures there.
She falls down the freaking elevator shaft, and Froggy, you're laughing at this?
Now I feel bad. Poor lady.
What the hell's the matter with
I wonder
you?
what floor?
Yeah, how far down?
26.
That's a hell of a way.
That is a lot of
No, I don't know. No,
bouncing
no,
around.
'cause she,
Okay.
Yeah, she survived.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was not the 26th floor. But there's nothing funny about that.
I mean,
what's the matter with
I
you?
like to look at the Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, luckily it was only the second floor that she fell.
Oh, wow.
But that's like a nightmare. The elevator arrives, the door opens up, and then you step in and there's no elevator, and you fall down in the shaft? I mean, how's that possible?
Listen, mistakes happen.
It's really nothing to laugh at.
Absolutely not.
No.
All right, so 32 scooters pulled out of the Hillsborough River yesterday. Yeah, the annual Keep Tampa Bay Beautiful cleanup. It's the third annual river cleanup. More than a dozen divers from the Tampa Police Department, from their dive team. Oh, I should have done that. I'm a scuba diver. Could have strapped on the Tarek and the Perdix too. And
Yeah, they don't need amateurs out there.
Yeah, what do you sported your little amateur junior sheriff badge or something? You go out there with the cops?
Put on my shark skin and put on my my.
Why don't you do that on the weekend?
You wear shark skin?
No, I've got a.
You got a fin on it?
Froggy, you have a boat, right?
Yes, a beautiful
How about we
boat.
get Froggy's boat and we'll take MJ to the Hillsborough River. We'll just see what MJ pulls up. And
We should do an MJ Morning Show boat day.
I'll sit there just drinking beers. I'll just sit there drinking, getting drunk.
MJ, we'll pick you up in the backyard.
Froggy's captain,
right.
and you can see what you pull out of the river. And I get your Instagram followers.
I got a lot of stuff left over for tomorrow. I got good stuff. I got a bullies story about playground bullies that you got to hear.
Ooh.
Fester, there's a Costco issue that I need to get your take on. Women and long hair. I'm just.
Oh, I saw that one. I did not bring that to your attention.
I'm just going through the pile of stuff that we didn't even get to. It's been such a jammed up show. All right, that's it. Yeah, 9:42 at the MJ Morning Show. That's going to do it. And we're back tomorrow for the Thursday show. If you need to get a hold of me, I am accessible. I'm reachable at mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's my private email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. So hit me up if you have any content, any gossip, any inside information. Just want to say hi. mj@mjmorningshow.com. And, of course, you can follow me on Instagram and direct message me. DMs are open on IG for me at Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And let's be careful out there.